fans continue to file in, and you can just feel the energy here as we have Bryant and Theodore building here from C.A. Douglas Field with the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. Hello everyone, I'm Tim Finnegan alongside my broadcast partner Howard McCain and Maya Constantine joining us later from the sidelines as we get ready to bring you one of the biggest rivalries in all of high school sports. Howard, between the Bryant Hurricanes and the Theodore Bobcats.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic game tonight, Tim. Looking forward to this matchup taking place here at Theodore High School. And it's good, just like you said, the teams are filing in. You know, as they file in, they're bringing the electricity with them. And we're going to try to see if we can bring that electricity to everyone as we bring you tonight's matchup here at C.A. Douglas Field.
Well, it's a special game for the Grand Bay area, but it's a special game for one of the coaches featured, and Eric Collier. Howard, tonight is an opportunity for him to make history for himself personally and the Theodore Bobcats, as last year they lost to Bryant 26-0 in Bruce Breland's first year as the head coach over at Bryant. This year, a new story. Both second-year head coaches. As we get the game underway, it's going to be kicked out of bounds, and that's going to bring Theodore up to favorable field position. As we were saying, Eric Collier, an opportunity to make some history for himself right here tonight. With a win, it would be the first time that he would ever have won a Bryant-Theodore rivalry game at either school, because he coached at Bryant before coming over to Theodore.
Right. Very unusual circumstance, you know, for both coaches. Again, like you said, for the opposing coach tonight, for the Bryant Hurricanes, we have an early foul here, early on in the football game, a flag. I believe that's going to be against the Bryant Hurricanes. So looks like Theodore is going to start this drive, Tim. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Tim, we're just underway here in the first quarter.
They'll be lined up right around the 35-yard line. Theodore coming out on offense first, as Christopher Coburn, the quarterback for the Bobcats, lines up in the backfield with LaMichael Piron, the ever-electric running back. It's going to be a check-down pass on the first play coming up the field, and it's going to be a fresh set of downs as the Bobcats get the first down of the night. A 10-yard completion to Juwan Hernandez.
It was taken down on that play by one of the corners, I believe. And we're trying to, you know what, I'm trying to get my rosters together, Tim. I'm a little discombobulated, but that's okay. He was brought down by Carter, I believe that's Carter Busby, one of the linebackers for the Hurricanes.
Christopher Coburn coming out in the I formation is going to swing it out to Piron, who's going to get up the field, bounces around a couple of defenders, and gets about a 5-yard gain up to about the 50-yard line. Upcoming second and about 6 for the Bobcats.
Yeah, once again tackled on the play by Carter Busby. He's a linebacker. He's 5'11", 185 pounds, Tim. It's going to bring up now, that was about a 4-yard gain on first down. It's going to bring up second and about 6 for the Bobcats.
Coburn has 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right in the shotgun formation as the Bobcats are trying to build off of this momentum in this first drive at the 50-yard line, facing second down. As he's going to get a high snap, hands off to Piron, bounces around a couple defenders, and going to get wrapped up, but not until he gains about a 3-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, several tacklers in on that play of the big running back Piron. This kid is not small, folks. He goes about 5'10". Listen to this. He's a meaty 215 pounds. Now, when a kid that big picks up a full head of steam headed towards the line of scrimmage, he's going to knock some guys down. Tim, it's going to be 3rd down now and about 2 for the Bobcats.
Coburn lining up in the I formation now. And we got a whistle on the play. Looks like we got a little bit of flag. Might have been offsides by the Hurricane defensive line.
Yeah, it looks like the big nose tackle jumped into the neutral zone on that play. That was Jerry Hilburn. He's 6'1", 225 pounds, a kid that big. He's not easily missed on the field. Jumped into the neutral zone, 5-yard infraction, so that now gives the Bobcats a fresh set of downs, Tim. First down at the 41-yard line of the Hurricanes.
Piron's going to get the handoff this time, gets upfield, runs over defender, but brought down, but not until he gets about a 7-yard gain on first down.
Right now the Bobcats are doing a fantastic job of attacking the middle of that Bryant Hurricane defense. Once again, Carter Busby, the middle linebacker, makes a stop on Piron. Piron was able to pick up about 8 yards on that play. Tim is going to bring up second and about 2.
Interestingly enough, the Theodore Bobcats have yet to score against a Bruce Breland Bryant team, as they're going to lob this one up. A little bit of miscommunication there, and it looks like it's going to be an incompletion, bringing up 3rd and short for the Bobcats at around the 34-yard line with less than 10 minutes left here in our first quarter.
Yeah, Christopher Mosley was the intended receiver for the Theodore Bobcats, but he was blanketed heavily on the outside. Just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the football. Thankfully, it fell incomplete.
Coburn checking his signals on the sideline with his coaches. They're back out in the I formation. 2 receivers out to his left with 1 on his right. They've been going with a heavy dose of the rushing attack here on this first drive, and they'll go back to it with Bryant as he's going to get the first down, and then up to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, being dragged but stretches into the end zone, and the Bobcats are on the board just like that.
Beautiful job of running the football all the way down the field was the Theodore Bobcats as we check out the replay here. Look at the seal-off block by the fullback, number 34, springs Bryant downfield. He does the rest with his strength and with his speed, able to make it all the way into the end zone and push the Bobcats out to an early 6-0 lead early in this ball game. 70-yard drive, finished off by a 34-yard touchdown run by Bryant. 6-0 Bobcats.
Well, Michael Bryant, his 5th touchdown on the season after a 4-score performance against Citronelle last week in the Bobcats' 42-7 victory. As the snap is down, the kick is up, and it is no good. The Bobcats missed the point after, taking the score 6-0 with 9:44 here in the first quarter. You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Mobile County Public School High School Football Game of the Week, presented by School Insights, live here on Seymour TV. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, Maya Constantine bringing you tonight's blockbuster rivalry matchup between the Theodore Bobcats and the Bryant Hurricanes. And Howard, it didn't take long for the Bobcats to find the end zone.
Not at all, Tim. It took, just a shade over 2 minutes, 3 minutes actually, to get the football into the end zone. Was it Theodore Bobcats? Not a lot of plays they had to run on that opening drive, which started around their own 30-yard line, able to move the ball downfield, get it into the end zone finally on a 34-yard touchdown run by LaMichael Bryant.
Bobcats kick it off. Is going to reach right around the 15-yard line. As Bryant has touched it, it's a live ball. They're going to bring it out about the 5-yard line and going to be brought down by a pile of defenders right around that 18-yard marker.
Now what is that I see on the field? Is that a shoe? I think somebody came up out of their shoe. As we take a look at the replay here now, like you said, this is a kickoff. So that ball has to be fielded. It can't just be down. So nice job there by the kickoff return. That's Wesley James was able to pick it up. Tim, get upfield, get as much as he could before he was finally brought down right around about the 20. Well, you're absolutely right. It's right around about the 17, 18-yard line. That's where the Hurricanes take over on offense.
9:32 left here in our first quarter. The first series for the Bryant Hurricanes trailing 6-0 as they come out in the shotgun formation with Brandon Gartman at quarterback. It's going to be a quick handoff to Devontae Crandall. Going to roll out to the left side, but brought down in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Crandall, a phenomenal running back that we found out about last season, carries that momentum over into 2014, and he's already got a verbal commit to Southern Miss.
Very, very slow developing play there for the Hurricanes. The running back actually was running lateral, parallel to the line of scrimmage, Tim. You don't want to do that. He needs to cut up field and get what he can. That time, Tim, he was brought down for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. Lost about a yard or two on that play. It's going to bring up about a 2nd and 12 situation.
Garvin and Crandall in the backfield. It's going to be a high snap. He's going to hand off to Crandall, who's going to bounce around the right side and brought down. He's going to get back those 2 yards he lost initially, bringing up around a 3rd and 10 as we trail under 9 minutes left here in our first quarter. The Bobcats up 6-0.
Tackle made on that play by the big defensive lineman, Elijah Jordan. He's 6 foot, 250 pounds, Tim. He's a senior. Now, for the Bryant Hurricanes, 3rd down and about 8 or 9 yards to go to pick up a first down. They really, Tim, they need to string together some plays here. Look for something, maybe a play action, maybe a sprint draw or something to the halfback.
Garvin coming out in the shotgun formation. He's got his top target, Morgan Boone, on the outside. It's going to be a check down over to Boone. He's going to be brought down immediately, and this Bobcat defense came to play tonight.
Yeah, that was LaMarcus Hogan, 5'8", 154 pounds, in quickly on the wide receiver, Tim, to shut down that third down play. Actually, the play went for no gain, Tim, so it's going to be 4th down and about 8 now for the Bryant Hurricanes. They're trailing Theodore by a score of 6-0, thanks in part to a 34-yard touchdown run by LaMichael Pirine. The point after attempt was no good, and that's where we sit right now, 6-0.
4th down, upcoming punt situation for the Hurricanes, as Sean Schamberger is back for the Theodore Bobcats at their 40-yard line. As snap is up and the punt is away, and it is going to be a skyline over there as they're going to take a fair catch and just let it get a down over there around the 36-yard line, where the Bobcats' second series will begin. And you have to be impressed with what they were able to do with the ground game in the first drive, Howard.
Oh, absolutely, and I see no reason from a coach's standpoint that you should go away from it. You continue to run that football at this Hurricane Bryant defense until they step up and stop it. So far on that first drive, wasn't able to do so. Every single run that they attempted, Tim, was a positive yardage play.
Come back out in the I formation. Coburn and Pirine lining up as they're getting the signal from the sidelines. There was a lot of ground game. They tried to get the passing game going, and here in their second series, you can expect a lot of the same, as Telvin Jones and the Hurricane defensive front are trying to make something happen as as Theodore gets about a 6-yard gain on the play, bringing them up to around the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that was a handoff, that, Tim, to the up back. That was Tyler King, the 5'5", 195-pound fullback, who's actually in the block on the play, but they gave him the football as the up back, got upfield for about 7 yards, Tim. It's going to bring up about a second and about 3 for the Bobcats.
6:52 left here in the first quarter. Going to roll out, and a flag comes out on the play. Might have been a little bit of a quick start down there.
Yeah, we're going to find out. Yeah, it's going to be a false start as we get the call from Jimbo Perez. Eventually.
That's going to be a false start against Theodore.
Yeah, that's going to be okay. So that's going to back them up 5 yards, Tim, and that's going to make this 3rd down and about 5 play. Now about a third. Actually, it moves them back 5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and looks like about 8 yards, Tim. Right now the ball sits on the 39-yard line of Theodore.
And the Theodore sideline is starting to build some momentum here in this second drive, as well as the players on the field. Coburn and Pirine back in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers split on each side. Coburn looking to his left. A high throw, incompletion on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7 on the play. He was looking for Christopher Mosley, and that's going to bring up 3rd down after that incompletion.
Yeah, just a simple bubble screen out in the left flat to the wide receiver, Christopher Mosley. Looks like the quarterback didn't get a good job, Tim, of getting his feet set. Ball sailed over the wide receiver's head, incomplete.
3rd down, Coburn with a high snap, play action fake, rolls out to his right, check down to his receiver, gets a completion, and is going to get right around that 1st down marker. Jawan Hernandez coming away with the catch, and they will award them a fresh set of downs. As we look right here, Coburn rolling out after the play action, sees his target, checks it down, and just, you can't draw it up any better in the game of inches.
Yeah, it looks like the corner was late getting over on the tackle. That was Josh Lewis. Unfortunately for the Hurricanes, this drive continues. 1st down, Bobcats.
A swing pass out to Pirine. He's going to dodge a couple of defenders, but not until he gets about a 6-yard gain, crossing the 50-yard line and into Hurricane territory at the 45.
Yeah, right now, early in this ball game, Tim, the Hurricanes cannot stop the run. When they run between the tackles, when the Bobcats run between the tackles, they're able to pick up yards. When they're able to get around the edges, they're still able to pick up yards. Brandon Dearman came in and finished off that last tackle.
Bobcats coming down in a shotgun formation. Coburn, high snap. He's going to try to get a hold of it, and it's going to be kicked around by the Bryant defense. And they're going to pick it up, and they're bringing it out to the 25-20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Bryant. Sanquez Summers, the defensive back, coming in and scooping up after a high snap. As we take a look right here, a high snap over Coburn's head. He tries to get a hold of it. It's kicked around, and finally, Sanquez Summers coming out and scooping it up for a score, and just like that, Bryant is back in the game.
What an incredible play. Right when it looked like Theodore was about to start to impose their will offensively, on the Hurricanes defensively. A miscue with the center quarterback exchange. Ball goes over the quarterback's head. Scoop and score by the defense for the Bryant Hurricanes. And now, Tim, with this point after attempt, if it's good, the Hurricanes lead.
Dustin Schreiner on to attempt the point after for the Hurricanes. Snap is down. The kick is up. And it is through the uprights as Bryant takes a 7-6 lead with 5 minutes and 39 seconds left here in our first quarter. You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week with Bryant leading Theodore 7-6.
Nonviolence will start with me.
Nonviolence will start with me.
All across the Mobile County Public School System, students are taking the pledge.
I pledge to accept the responsibility of my actions.
To solve problems peacefully.
Respect myself and others.
The 100 Days of Nonviolence Pledge. It's an initiative to help explore alternative means of stopping violence among school students. Will you take the challenge? Get involved. Take a stand. 100 Days, 100 Ways.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week and tonight's blockbuster rivalry matchup between the Bryant Hurricanes and the Theodore Bobcats. And Howard, what a turn of events. A turnover on the play gets Bryant not just back into the game, but the lead.
Who would have thunk it, okay? Early on the first two drives for the Theodore Bobcats, they were able to pretty much do what they wanted to do with the ball offensively, especially in the run game. And to have a miscue like that where you actually not overturn the ball over, but you also give up a touchdown, that's pretty big. Now, for the Hurricanes, that is huge for their momentum. That's a huge boost for their ego. And watch how the defense plays on this next series.
Schreiner with a tremendous kick, but is actually going to go out of bounds right around the 20-yard line, and that's going to give Theodore some yards on their third drive. As Schamberger was looking on, trying to get that one. They win a lot with the heavy pass on that last drive. You're going to see a balanced attack. They're really trying to focus on both of these running backs tonight. A great battle between two top-tier running backs in the Mobile area, LaMichael Pirine and Devontae Crandall. And I tell you, Howard, the playmakers are a must in any kind of rivalry game like this.
Oh, absolutely. And is looking like, are we going to have a re-kick, Tim, on this kickoff? Now, I know the ball sailed out of bounds. That is a penalty against the kicking team. So they're going to put the ball back on the tee. They're going to move it back to the 35-yard line, and we're going to re-kick this football here in the first quarter. 5:39 remaining in the first quarter, and right now Bryant is enjoying a 7-6 lead over the home team, the Theodore Bobcats.
Pirine and Schamberger back for the Bobcats right at the 10-yard line. Schreiner lining it up back at the 35. I tell you, it didn't take long for Theodore to break the streak of scoreless shutouts.
No, that's over. That's over.
Schreiner getting ready for another kick here after the penalty. And he's going to boot this one high and around the middle. Is going to be brought up at the 30-yard line. Theodore's going to get up the field and pushed out of bounds right at the 44-yard line on the play. And that was Dalton Lynch, the defensive back, making a play for the Bobcats. Great field position to start things off.
Oh, yeah, amazing field position. As a matter of fact, looks like the Theodore Bobcats are going to benefit from that procedure penalty by the kicking team. They actually gave themselves probably about 15 yards of field position, if not more. They're going to start this next drive on their own 44-yard line with 5:35 left to play here in the first quarter.
Christopher Coburn coming out after that turnover ended their last drive. Back out in the I formation, two receivers to the right, one to the left, and Pirine in the backfield, but it's going to be a short handoff to the fullback, but the defensive line of the Hurricanes are right there to stuff it out.
Yeah, now he is not going to be tackled. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We're going to go down to the sidelines with a report from Maya Constantine. Maya, what's happening down there?
Hey guys,
This really is a special night for Theodore head coach Eric Collier. He's been the head coach at both programs but has never been able to pull out a win in a Bryant-Theodore matchup. He made it clear earlier this week he's not looking for anything less than the win tonight. Back to you.
Thanks, Maya. As Juwan Hernandez coming out and trying to make a play for the Hurricane defense, as Theodore is going to get up to about the 50-yard line. And they're facing a third down with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left here in our first quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be third down and about 4, so you know who the football is going to, right? Look out for LaMichael Pirine.
It's been a battle in the trenches all night, but a toss sweep goes to Pirine as he gets up the middle and runs into a couple blockers, fights his way, but is being dragged back. It's going to come up just short of the first down marker, as it looks like the Theodore punt unit is coming onto the field.
Yeah, the line judge came in and marked the ball short of the first down marker, about maybe a yard or a yard and a half. So good job now. Good job by the Hurricane offense to stop Theodore, get the ball back into the hands of the offense, who hasn't had much success so far. So far, just only one series, 3 plays, and they punt the ball back to Theodore.
Theodore sending back Josh Lewis, the senior safety, to receive this one. It's going to go a little bit around the 10-yard line, going to bring out dodge 1 defender, 2 defenders, and finally stuffed and brought down around the 18-yard line, where Bryant will take over and try to add to their 7-6 lead.
Yeah, that was Joseph Knowles, the 5'11", 180-pound, I believe, was a senior that was able to make the stop. As we take a look here at the replay, as the punt was fielded there by Josh Lewis, was able to elude a couple of tacklers before he was finally stacked up right around about the 20-yard line, the 17-yard line for the Hurricanes, and that's where this next drive will begin.
Bryant coming out, Brandon Gartman, the quarterback, lined up in the backfield. He's got an extra blocker right in front of him. Devontae Crandall, the ever-electric running back, as he has a man in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Crandall, who's going to bounce around, get up the middle, but brought down after about a 4-yard gain, bringing up about a 2nd and 6 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left here in our first quarter.
Tackled on the play by LaMarcus Hogan for the Theodore Bobcats, but this kid that they have back there in the backfield now, really a thick-bodied kid, able to get in between the tackles that time, Tim, able to circumvent back and forth, was able to surge upfield, pick up about 6 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and about 4.
Gartman has 3 receiving options to his left, 1 to the right out of the shotgun formation, but he's going to keep it himself. The play is blown dead, and it might have been a quick start for the offense on that one.
I believe that's going to be a procedure penalty. We're going to get the indication here from the referee, Jimbo Perez. I have the feeling that this is going to go against Bryant, but it's possible it could have been a neutral zone infraction. But what it is going to be an illegal procedure against the Hurricanes. That's going to back them up 5 yards. So now instead of 2nd and 4, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult now at 2nd and about 9.
The Bobcats starting this first quarter, Howard, with so much momentum off of the LaMichael Pirine touchdown, only in their second drive to have a huge turnover, with Summers scooping it up for the Hurricane defense, getting them on the board. I'm telling you, those point afters are a real factor. You can't have those happen here in the rivalry games. 2nd down, Garman comes out after the penalty, looking downfield and makes a connection with his tight end, and it's a 1st down and then some, about a 15-yard gain, and that was a strike over to the senior tight end, Zach Fuller. The size on this guy, 6'2", 250, Howard, making a play.
Absolutely, and it looks like late in the play, Tim, as we watch the replay, LaMarcus Hogan comes in and makes the tackle. He hit him so hard that he hurt himself. After he made the tackle on the big tight end, he rolled around on the ground for a little while hurt.
The Hurricanes are going to come out with a fresh set of downs after that 1st down conversion by Zach Fuller. Gartman coming out, 3 receivers to his left. He's going to hand off to Crandall this time. He's got blockers bouncing around, cuts around the right side, and finally brought down behind the line of scrimmage, about a 2-yard loss, bringing up 2nd and 12. MCPSS TV features Spotlighting Our Schools, Homeroom with Nancy Pierce, MCPSS Athletics with Calvin Christ, On the Move hosted by our students, Cooking with Class, and Community Connections. You can watch MCPSS TV on Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T UVerse On Demand Channel 99, and it's coming soon to Mediacom. Communication, it starts with us. 2nd and about 12 for the Hurricane offense. It's going to be a play-action fake, rolling out to the right. Gartman looking downfield. He's going to make a completion for a minimal gain on the play.
Daniel Rutherford was the target out in the right flat. Wasn't able to pick up much on the play, maybe about 3, maybe 4 yards at the most on that play. It's going to bring up third down and about 9, 1:26 and counting left here in the first quarter. Right now, the Hurricanes lead the Bobcats by a score of 7-6.
Garmin huddled up with the Hurricanes trying to convert here. A 3rd and long at around the 40-yard line. They come back out in the shotgun formation. Multiple receiving options on the right side. They've been trying to establish the run on this drive, and another flag comes out for a false start. It looks like down at the bottom there with Morgan Boone, number 84.
Yeah, we're going to get the call here, the official call here from Jimbo Perez. And it's going to be an offsides penalty against the Theodore Bobcats. And like you said, it was their big defensive end that jumped into the neutral zone. Now, that gives 5 yards to the offense. So now instead of 3rd and 9, now it's a very manageable 3rd and 4. And what that does is that opens up the playbook just a few pages more for the offense. You have more plays in there where you can pick up a first down on 3rd and 4 than you do for a first down on 3rd and 9.
And the clock continues to roll down. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout by Bryant at 46 seconds left here in the first quarter. The Hurricanes leading 7-6.
The only thing I can think of is maybe the coaching staff want to make sure they pick up this first down. Now, I thought that maybe they didn't have enough time really to run the clock all the way down to the end of the quarter as some of the scores from some of our earlier games, actually our game that happened last night, start to come in.
At Ladd People Stadium last night, Davidson with a dominating performance over MGM, 44-21. In action tonight over at Ladd, Baker leading Murphy early on 7-0. Robertsdale and LaFleur scoreless in their first quarter action tonight. I tell you what, Howard, that Davidson game last night, quite impressive. 5 rushing touchdowns by the Warrior offense, 3 different running backs. Williamson and Blunt scoreless in their first quarter action tonight. I tell you, Fred Riley trying to make a statement against Mike Dean's Vikings last night.
Trying to make a statement. If you watch that scoreboard at the end of the football game, he made a statement. They end up winning that game tonight by a score of 44-21. Dominating performance by the Davidson Warriors led by Fred Riley. And one of the things that Coach Riley was really concerned about that Davidson team coming into the season was team chemistry. You know, were they going to be a cohesive unit? He didn't see that out of them last year. Last night, they were cohesive to the tune of a 44-21 victory over Mary G. Montgomery.
Bryant facing a 3rd and 4 after the penalty is going to have a toss out to Devontae Crandall. Tries to beat the defender to the sideline, gets up the field and brought down from behind. It's going to be short of that first down marker. It's going to bring up 4th and short for the Hurricanes.
Eric Wells finally tracked down the big running back there, Devontae Crandall, for the for the Bryant Hurricanes. Now, he tried to outrun Wells, but Wells he was just too fast. Now, at some point, you want to see Crandall put a foot in the ground, plant, and drive that football upfield against a smaller defensive back that he possibly could have either ran over or ran around and got upfield for a first down. But as it goes, he comes up short. It's now 4th down in a punt situation.
Sean Schamberger back for the Bobcats at around the 20-yard line as Bryant comes out to punt this one away on a 4th and short at the 45-yard line. High snap. And it's going to be a high kick out to Schamberger. Might be a little over his head, but he's going to receive it at the 5-yard line. Has a couple of blockers, can dance around. And he's going to try to get back around the left side and brought down at the 20-yard line as the clock is rolling and stops around 21 seconds here in our first quarter action. Bryant leading 6-7.
That was probably
7-6.
That was probably about as entertaining of an 8-yard punt return that you'll probably see in high school football this season. He made it interesting. Now, I was not able to take my eyes away because, hey, you never know. He probably could have broke free and took the thing to the house. But as it goes, about an 8-yard return on the punt as, Tim, I actually saw some lightning strike in the background here. So let's try to keep an eye on the weather to see how that may affect the game for the rest of the evening.
Well, a little bit of a little rain drizzle earlier tonight as little flags come out on the play.
I believe that's going to be an offsides penalty against the defensive front. Jimbo Perez gives the indication.
On the defense, remains first down.
Yep, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be an offsides penalty called against Alma Bryant. Looks like the nose tackle got started just a little bit early. That was Diego Bowler. got started just a little early, Tim, got into the neutral zone.
Coburn and Bryant come out in the shotgun formation. High snap is going to be a handoff to Bryant. Has a blocker getting around the right side. Runs over the defender and gets the first down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, right now, the Alma Bryant defensive front is getting whipped at the point of attack. This offensive line for the Theodore Bobcats pretty much imposing their will right now. They're opening up holes off to the left, to the right, and up the middle all night long.
With a fresh set of downs at the 40-yard line for the Bobcats, Coburn trying to get the call, and they might just let the clock run out, and that's exactly what they'll do. The Bryant Hurricanes with a 7-6 lead heading into our second quarter action. You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week.
Diesel is a very big industry, and I went into it in a 2-year program at the Bryant Career Tech with Tony Tillman.
When Jacob graduated from the Bryant Career Center, he had earned his diesel credential.
The Career Technical Center taught me a lot, all the way from not knowing anything about a motor or engine to knowing pretty much every single moving part of them.
MCPSS Career Tech. Start your future today.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week presented by School Insights live here on Seymour TV. The Bryant Hurricanes with a 7-6 lead heading into our second quarter after a huge turnover play got them on the board. A missed point after is holding back the Theodore Bobcats trailing in this game. They're going to come out with a fresh set of downs at the 40-yard line in the shotgun formation. Coburn and Bryant as Coburn comes out, and a incompletion bounced right off of his target, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 on the play. Jawan Hernandez unable to hold on to that one, Howard.
Yeah, it looks like Jawan was trying to get started upfield with the football before he secured the catch, okay? The ball just went straight through his hands and hit him in the face mask. So want to make sure you get your hands on that football, squeeze it before you look upfield and try to pick up something on the play.
Theodore coming out in the I formation, 2 receiving targets to the right, 1 to the left. So trying to use the hard count to try to draw off the Bryant defensive line here on 2nd down in the start of the second quarter. Coming out, a quick strike on the outside and unable to hold on to it once again. Jawan Hernandez back-to-back plays now, incompletions, bringing up 3rd down for the Bobcats. Not the way you want to start the quarter.
And it was the exact same play that they attempted to run on the left side of the formation. They tried to run it again on the right side of the formation, and they got the same result. Once again, Jawan did not look the ball all the way into his hands, turned his head a little bit too soon. Ball just squirted right through his hands. 2nd incompletion. Now it brings up a 3rd down and 10 situation for the Bobcats.
2 receiving targets on each side. Coburn trying to use that hard count to draw off the Hurricane defensive line. He's in the backfield with Ryan. Hasn't had an attempt yet. They've gone back to Hernandez on back-to-back plays and failed screens, bringing up a 3rd down. To come out, Coburn's going to just launch one up there. Double coverage and gets a completion to the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown Bobcats. He lobbed it up there for Christopher Mosley in double coverage and just puts the perfect touch on it. Coburn putting it right in there where only his receiver can get it.
And if you take a look at the replay here, if you look at the separation once he comes to the screen, it was at least a yard and a half separation between, I believe that was Christopher Mosley and the free safety, Timmy Pimpkins. Nice job of just putting the ball on a spot. The wide receiver went and got the football and took it all the way down the field for a long pitch and catch there between the quarterback and the wide receiver, Christopher Mosley.
Dalton Lynch coming now to attempt the point after. The kick is up, and this time it's good. Taking our score, Theodore now with a 13-7 lead over the Hurricanes with 11 minutes and 41 seconds left here in our second quarter.
You got to give credit to the offensive coordinators for the Theodore Bobcats. All night long, they've been baiting. they've been baiting this Hurricane offense with a run all night. Halfback dive up the middle, taking it around right end, taking it around left end, baited in that free safety and that strong safety down closer to the line of scrimmage for run support. That time they just were able to hit him big with a catch by the wide receiver on the outside. Huge play, pushes Theodore ahead now by a score of 13-6.
We talked about the balanced attack, and now we're going to talk about what's happening on the sidelines with Maya Constantine. Maya, what's going on down there?
Hey guys, it's going well down here. A little bit of mist, but nothing we can't handle. Looks like Theodore's stepping up their game this week. Just had a touchdown by 82. Mosley ran it in for the touchdown. So we're going to try to stay here in the rain, try to stay dry. We'll keep you posted.
Try to stay dry down there, Maya, as we see a couple of lightning bolts flashing around here and there.
Yeah, usually when that happens, it means Zeus is somewhere nearby.
Wow. Yeah, the kickoff is going to trail out of bounds back around that 8-yard marker.
Tim, that pitch and catch by the quarterback for the Theodore Bobcats, Christopher Colburn and Christopher Mosley.
The Christopher's hooking up.
I know, exactly, for a 60-yard touchdown catch there by the Theodore Bobcats to push them out in front. Very smart play there on the ensuing kickoff to let the football trickle out of bounds. There's going to be a penalty now against Theodore that's going to back them up, and it's going to force them to re-kick this football to the Bryant Hurricanes as we are now down to 11 minutes and 41 seconds left in the second quarter, and the Theodore Bobcats are up 13-7.
Free kick out of bounds by the kicking team. Penalty's 25 yards from the kicker's free kick line. First down.
I mean, I realize that they have some dangerous weapons on both sides on the kick return teams, but it doesn't seem like anyone actually wants to kick it to anyone tonight.
Well, it looks like they're going to elect to not have them re-kick, but instead they're just going to take the penalty yardage, and that's going to set up the Hurricanes at their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Brandon Garvin coming out here in the shotgun formation, has a man in motion, a high snap. He's going to keep it himself, going to get upfield and brought down on the play by Theodore after a short gain.
Yeah,
it looks like those Joseph Knowles trying to make something happen.
Yeah, he was tackled on the play by Garrett Akridge, the 5'8", 150-pound senior linebacker, in quickly to knock down the quarterback, but he was still able to pick up positive yards on the play, picked up about 3, maybe 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 now for the Hurricanes.
Gardman coming out around the 39-yard line. Shotgun formation, has 2 receivers on each side. The big tight end, Zach Fuller, coming up with a big catch on their last drive. As Gardman drops back to pass, looking downfield, lets it rip. He's got coverage over there and almost had his intended target, Morgan Boone. He was tied up in coverage over there with the defensive back, Sean Schamberger, all over Boone. As you see right here, Gardman looking downfield, lobs it up there, trying to give his receiver a chance. And it looks like Schamberger was able to get a hand in the face in order to distract Boone.
And, and if the quarterback was able to take less air from underneath that football and flatten that throw out, the defensive back actually was behind the wide receiver. So the wide receiver had 1 on the route. Only thing is that the ball was thrown short, became a jump ball situation, and the ball fell innocently to the turf.
Another 3rd down situation for the Hurricanes. 3rd and 6 at the 40-yard line. Garvin's going to keep it. He's going to pitch it out to Crandall. He's going to bounce around and get up the field. A 1st down and then some, and it's going to be around almost a 15-yard gain on the play. Devontae Crandall exploding after getting the pitch.
Yeah, nice job there of selling on the fake, but even better job by Crandall to put a foot in the ground, surge upfield. You want him to wrap that football up as he's getting tackled. He was finally brought down by Justin Hosea Williams, but not before another 1st down was picked up. Now field position has now been flipped in the favor of the Hurricanes. The ball is now at the 44-yard line of the Bobcats.
Fresh set of downs for Bryant at the 45-yard line. They come out in the I formation. It's going to be another pitch to Crandall. It's going to go up the middle, evades 1 defender, runs over another one, and that's going to be a 5-yard gain for the senior running back.
Yeah, Crandall is starting to get some confidence. You can see that as he runs in between the tackles. He's more decisive with what he wants to do with the football. Early on, he was running parallel to the line of scrimmage. He was reluctant about putting his foot in the ground and going upfield. Now, you start to see as he gets inside, he's able to bounce left, bounce right, and at the last minute puts his head down and just drives forward. That time picked up 5, 2nd and 5 now for the Hurricanes.
And they're bringing in a short package here as Anthony McCants, the fullback, comes out in the I formation. New running back for the Hurricanes in the backfield. Gardman looking over, trying to get a signal over there, and it's going to be handoff to McCants. He's going to be brought down immediately on the play.
Yeah, but he was able to surge ahead, McCann. He was able to surge ahead for about 4 yards on that run. It's going to bring up third and very short here for the Hurricanes, so they have an excellent opportunity to continue this drive, this impressive drive that started back right around about their own 35-yard line.
Crandall back into the game at running back. 9 minutes, 18 seconds and counting here in our second quarter. The Bobcats defending a 13-7 lead as Bryant is now in Theodore territory at the 35-yard line, facing a third and short. It's going to be a quick snap, and Gardman's going to just take it himself across that first down marker to pick up a fresh set of downs once again.
Yeah, not a bad play. No sense in doing anything fancy. It's only about third and about 1. That time the fullback led straight through the formation. Daniel Rutherford, and right on his hip was the quarterback, Gardman, able to pick up enough for the first down that's going to keep the sticks moving, keeps the clock moving. At 8 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in this second quarter, Theodore leads by a score of 13-7.
Bryant coming out, fresh set of downs at the 34-yard line. They're shifting Fuller back over into an H-back position. They've got Crandall in motion. It's going to be a quick handoff over on the left side, bouncing up the middle and tripped up. But not until Bryant picks up around 7 yards on the play.
Now again, the big fullback, as we look at the replay, inside handoff to the big fullback. Daniel Rutherford does a good job of staying in behind his block, and finally coming over to trip him up was Eric Wells at the last minute. About a 6-yard gain, nice gain on first down. Sets him up now with about a 2nd and 5, maybe 2nd and 4 situation for the Bryant Hurricanes here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a continuous battle in the trenches. The size on some of these Bryant offensive linemen. 6'2", 270 for Justin Howell, the right tackle, who's blocking for Crandall as he gets up the field for a fresh set of downs, a 6-yard gain, and Devontae Crandall getting a lot of confidence as they build upon here on this Bryant drive in the second quarter.
The senior linebacker, Billy McClain, made the stop. And once again, as this second half continues to wages on, Tim, as some of our scores start to trickle in.
Baker with a 14-0 lead in their game over at Ladd Beeble Stadium tonight. Robertsdale and LaFleur still scoreless.
Now that Robertsdale-LaFleur score kind of surprises me, considering how well LaFleur played last week in our game of the week against Jeff Davis. Weren't just not able to put any points on the board so far.
Play action fake and an incompletion on the play. Gardman rolling out, looking for his fullback on the play. He was trying to find Rutherford, and incompletion's going to bring up 2nd and 10 as the clock stops with 7 minutes and 18 seconds left here in our second quarter. Theodore defending a 13-7 lead.
I'm not angry at Daniel Rutherford. You know why?
Because he's big?
Well, he's a fullback.
Okay.
Fullbacks don't catch the football. They lead block. They don't catch the ball out in the flat. But
tell that to Jay Prosh.
Well, yeah. I applaud the kid for trying.
Another snap, and here comes Crandall, who's going to bounce around the left side, but brought down in the backfield. That's going to be a loss on the play. It looked like Elijah Jordan snuck in there. The senior defensive lineman that transferred over from BC Rain in the offseason, making a play for his defense and bringing up 3rd down as Bryant is going to be facing right around the 24-yard line with less than 7 minutes left in our second quarter.
Yeah, that was just a nice job, like you said, by Elijah Jordan of crashing through the offensive front. And instead of surging upfield, all he did was just went straight down parallel to the line of scrimmage and tracked down Crandall from behind, brought him down for a loss on the play. 3rd and 11, Hurricanes.
This is an impressive crowd out here tonight at Theodore. And the play is going to get blown dead. Flag comes out.
Now I see a couple of Theodore Bobcat players that are clapping their hands.
Jermaine's 3rd down.
And justifiably so. Jimbo Perez just gave the indication it's going to be a false start against the offense. It's going to back them up another 5 yards, pushes the football back now to the 28-yard line, I believe, of the Bobcats. So that's going to make it 3rd down, Tim, and about maybe 15 yards, 16 yards to go for a first down.
Battling a lot of penalties for both of these teams here in our first half. Keeping a close score. Theodore defending a 13-7 lead with 6 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. After that penalty is going to bring up a 3rd and long for Bryant. And once again, the play blown dead.
Oh, boy. All of a sudden, a drive that was looking so promising for the Hurricanes. Now all of a sudden, they looks like they're starting to shoot themselves in the foot, and we're going to get another procedure penalty.
Offense remains 3rd down.
We're going to get another procedure penalty now against the Bryant Hurricanes. That's 10 yards in penalties, which has turned a 3rd down and 11 situation now to a 3rd down and 21 yard to go situation. 6 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
I'm glad you did the math on that one because I lost track of it.
I don't like math.
I wasn't ever good at it.
I don't like it.
I'm more of an English guy. Snap, and Garvin's going to roll out to his right side, looking down the field. A high throw, a lot of coverage, and intercepted. Intercepted at the 5-yard line on the play. Dalton Lynch. Gardman's looking downfield as he rolls out. He's trying to find his target over there. And into double coverage, Dalton Lynch just in the right place. A lot of focus right there, Howard, and a huge turnover, the first for the Bobcats tonight.
Yeah, just a bit of an ill-advised throw there by the quarterback, Gartman, in the middle of the field. Coverage was all over the secondary there. Nowhere for the wide receiver to really find a spot in the zone where he could sit down and wait on that football to come down. Ball was kind of like a punt, actually. So if you think about it, even though it's a turnover, they turned the ball over deep in Bobcat territory. So now the offense has to come out and start this drive inside their own 5-yard line. So maybe at the end of the day, it's not that bad of a turnover.
The umbrellas are out in full force there on the Theodore sideline.
Oh, yeah, look at that rain coming down, baby. Thank God we're inside. Thank God we're inside.
As long as the lightning stays away, I'll be okay with it.
Yes.
5 minutes, 41 seconds left here in our second quarter. Theodore trying to capitalize off of a huge interception in the red zone. They're defending a 13-7 lead and going to try to build upon it here in the second quarter.
Now, I don't think Maya is melting. As I glance down to the sidelines, I see she does have the umbrella out.
She found the umbrella?
Very smart girl. She's protected. She's protecting herself from the elements.
So far, the tale of the first half, Howard, has been battling penalties, just a lot of sloppy play so far, but it's a rivalry game, and you expect the over-intensity. There's going to be some hiccups here and there, but this all comes down to what kind of adjustments can they make at halftime. But with 5 minutes and 41 seconds left here in the second quarter, Theodore is trying to add on to their 13-7 lead. Dalton Lynch coming up with a huge turnover right there in the red zone.
Well, as this game continues to go on, and if the weather continues to do what it's doing, you're going to introduce another factor into the football game, and that's the weather. Slick field, slick football. It could get even uglier out there if this rain continues to do what it's doing.
Listen, I know it's the Bryant Hurricanes, but let's not try to predict even rougher weather coming this way.
Yeah, we'll just stick with the Bryant thunderstorms right now.
Excellent. As P. Ryan's going to get the handoff, he was deep into the end zone, but is going to take the ball up the field for about, it looks like, going to be marked about a 3-yard gain on the play. It seemed like a lot more because he started so deep in his own end zone. 5 minutes, 20 seconds ticking away here in our second quarter. Theodore trying to add on to their 13-7 lead after a Dalton Lynch interception ended Bryant's last drive. Theodore hurrying back out into the I formation. I tell you, a guy that's doing a lot in the trenches tonight is big left tackle Zeke Mabel. This guy is prototypical college offensive lineman size, and he's been dominating in the trenches tonight.
Ball given off to the up back that time. I want to say that was LaMichael Pirine, I believe. No, actually, it was not like LaMichael Pirine. It was Tyler King in his fullback who got the carry. Looks like he was able to pick up another 2, maybe 3 yards. He's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 4 situation for the Theodore Bobcats. If the Bryant Hurricanes can stop them and get the ball back, they should get the ball back with very good field position with about 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
3rd and about 4 upcoming on the play. Snap over to Coburn, looking long, looking on the outside, and almost intercepted. Almost intercepted on the play. Sanquez Summers, who had the initial turnover fumble recovery for a touchdown in the first quarter, swats one away. He's out on the outside with Christopher Mosley. And Sanquez Summers able to make a great deflection. Almost came up with an interception. We almost saw back-to-back interceptions on the series.
And every single time, I always ask the question, when a ball hits a DB in the hands and he drops it, do you know what a defensive back is? He's a wide receiver that just couldn't catch. We see it all the time. A lot of times for your defensive backs, not very good ball skills, but great job on coverage there with Summers.
Josh Lewis back to receive for the Hurricanes. Is going to take a bounce out of bounds on the play.
Yeah, it looks like the Bryant Hurricanes are going to be set up with wonderful field position. That ball went out of bounds at the 30-yard line of the Bobcats. That's only going to go for maybe about a 12-yard punt net there for the Bobcats. So the Hurricanes, 4:06 remaining in this second quarter. 2 timeouts remaining, plenty of time to hang another score on the board.
The Hurricanes luck out there because they almost get the ball right where their last drive ended.
Right.
On 3rd and long, but now they face 1st and 10, fresh set of downs at the 30-yard line. They were able to get out of that last series. Shotgun formation, gonna be a handoff, but stuffed immediately on the play. Anthony McCants, the fullback in the backfield at the time.
Yeah, that was Kendrick Nettles. He's 5'8", 245 pounds. The kid is cat quick, able to get in and meet the running back before he can make it back to the line of scrimmage. Another negative run play now on the board for the Bryant Hurricanes. 2nd down and about 12 coming up now. 3:40 and counting left in this second quarter as the rain starts to come down a little bit harder here at C.A. Douglas.
The clock continued to tick away. It's going to be 2nd and about 12. Gartman rolling out, looking long, has a man by himself, but overthrows him. Had 2 defenders in the area, but Michael Bosarge getting some separation, just overthrown on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long. A little bit of deja vu once again, but not as long.
Yeah, nice route ran by Bosarge to get behind both the corner and the safety on that play. Had the quarterback been able to stop in his run, set his feet, and deliver the ball downfield, he probably could have hit Bosarge, if not for a big gain, maybe for a touchdown, but as it goes, it falls incomplete now. 3rd and long coming up for the Hurricanes.
3 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock. 3rd and about 12 for the Hurricanes. There's going to be another pitch out to the outside, stiff arm, but there's defenders all over the place, bringing Bryant all the way back to the 50-yard line. They blow the whistle.
Yeah, that was Elijah Jordan, the 6', 250-pound senior, making a play that time, not giving in to the stiff arm by the running back, Devontae Crandall. Pushes Crandall all the way back to the 40-yard line. Now, 4th down coming up for the Hurricanes. Of course, it's an obvious punt situation. Great job by the defense of the Bobcats, Tim. 3 plays, negative 10 yards against the offense.
And it's just a defensive battle late here in this second quarter as the clock continues to tick away. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remain. A punt situation coming up. 4th and long from the 40-yard line. Low snap. It's going to be a high punt, and it's going to trickle out of bounds right around the initial marker at the 32-yard line. And Theodore, with 2 minutes and 28 seconds, is going to try to do something left here in the second quarter.
Once again, just another short punt there by the Hurricanes. I believe that punt only covered about 8 yards also. The original line of scrimmage was the 40, so now the Bobcats take over at their own 32-yard line. So that was an 8-yard punt.
Theodore coming out in the I formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. P. Ryan in the backfield, and you got to think they got to get their star player going here late in the second quarter. As they do just that, bounces out to the left side, gets up the field, and smartly gets out of bounds.
Yeah, it's going to stop the clock with 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining. As we take a look at the replay, just a pitch out to the left flat for P. Ryan, and it was just simply setting up his blocks, getting what he could before he was forced out of bounds. Over on the left side, was able to pick up about 6, maybe 7 yards on that play, so it's going to bring up 2nd and about 4 for the Bobcats.
2 receivers spread out to the right side. It's going to be a high snap rolling out to the right, and it's a connection on the play as Coburn completes the pass over to Juwan Hernandez. And a flag comes out at the end of the play.
Yeah, he was tackled on the play finally by Adam Johnson here. As we look at the replay, nothing but a turf in front of him as he catches the football. Good job of converging right there at the very end was the rest of the defense before he was finally brought down by Adam Johnson. Now, I believe this could very well be a personal foul penalty considering how late it came in on the play. It's going to be a personal foul penalty, but right now we're going to get the indication from Jimbo Perez. But I believe after it's all said and done, I think this is going to be a personal foul penalty, but against two.
Ball, personal foul.
Okay, it's going to be a personal foul penalty against the defense. So that's going to move the football downfield 15 yards. And that pushes the ball now into plus territory for the Theodore Bobcats' new line of scrimmage, the 41-yard line of the Hurricanes.
A personal foul in a rivalry game?
No, it doesn't happen.
That never happens.
No, they like each other a lot.
2 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Theodore trying to add to their 13-7 lead. Quarterback keeper after play action fake rolls out to the left side, gets up the field, runs over 2 defenders, and finally brought down. Christopher Coburn showing a lot of heart on that play as he gets up the field for a nice gain of around 7 or 8 yards, bringing up second and short right here. Perfect play fake, gets up the left field, sees Timmy Pipkins. He tries to bring him down, but able to take 2 defenders with him, Howard.
But you really want to see your quarterback go down, not go out there looking for somebody to run over. You want him to get down because we need him for the next play as a timeout gets taken here at C.A. Douglas Field.
The Bobcats are leading 13-7 with 1 minute and 34 seconds here in our second quarter.
Boy, the rain is coming down, isn't it? Look at that. That's pretty. That's what I like about football.
As the rain comes down harder, the players play harder? Is that what we're saying? Is that the pattern we're saying over here?
Well, I do know one thing. That's one of the things I love about football. And we're going to take a look at some scores now over at LaFleur. In the second quarter, that Robertsdale score against LaFleur is still scoreless, as Centronale and Baldwin County, they're scoreless as well in the second quarter.
Fire with a 6-0 lead over McGill in the second quarter. A great battle between both of those teams over there. Robertsdale and LaFleur still scoreless in the second.
I thought that Viger-McGill matchup would yield more points than it has so far in the football game. But so far, just a defensive struggle between both of those teams.
Interestingly enough, McGill having to replace 17 starters.
Wow.
Majority coming on that defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And we have a defensive battle going on in our game. Theodore with a 13-7 lead. 1 minute, 34 seconds left here in the second quarter. Shotgun formation, facing a second and short. Right around the 33-yard line. Coburn had a great run to get him in position, but it's going to be a quick handoff to Michael Pirine, who's going to fight his way up the field for a first down and then some. Clock continuing to tick away, and it looks like they're going to try to make another timeout right here. Yeah. They're going to reset the chains as the clock stops for the first down as they get inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Curtis Taylor was in on that stop, the defensive end for the Hurricanes, as the clock continues to tick. 1 minute, 20 seconds left here in the second quarter.
3 receiving targets out to the right side. A snap, and it's going to be a look over to the right side, but a high toss, and it got tangled up. A little bit of interference over there towards the end zone. There were 2 defenders in the area trying to cover. As we take a look right here, Coburn coming now, play action fake. Throws it up there, and the receiver was down before the ball even got there. It looks like there's 3 flags and a player down out at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be pass interference once it's all been said and done, and we'll get the call here.
A hold here on the offense. We got defensive pass interference here. We're going to replay the down.
Offsetting penalties right there. Holding and pass interference happening.
Now, the young man that's down right now is the defensive back that was in coverage for the Alma Bryant Hurricanes. I can't quite get his number as they help him up off the turf. That's actually Adam Johnson, the 5'9", 160-pound defensive back who was on coverage. I thought it might have been incidental contact with the wide receiver downfield, but the back judge and the line judge saw it differently. They called pass interference, but there was also holding by the Theodore Bobcats, so penalties offset, and we're going to have a replay of first down. 1:11 left in the second quarter here at C.A. Douglas Field.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line after the penalty. Theodore trying to make something happen with about a minute left in our second quarter. They have a 13-7 lead, trying to add to that before halftime. shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff to Bryant, and he's going to get a minimal gain before he's brought down by the defensive front of Bryant.
Boy, that was an avoided miscue in the backfield between the quarterback and the running back, Bryant, for the Bobcats. A little bit of a mishandle on the exchange there between the quarterback and the running back. Luckily, Bryant was able to secure that football as he was being tackled. No turnover.
Quickly to the line as the clock continues to tick away. It's going to be a quick pitch out to Bryant, who's going to get up the middle and brought down. It's going to be 3rd and short upcoming after that run by LaMichael Bryant inside the 25-yard line. And it looks like we might have a timeout on the play.
Yeah, Jerry Hilburn made that stop. Now the ball rests currently on the 24-yard line of the Alma Bryant Hurricanes. 39.3 seconds remaining. The Bobcats are enjoying a 13-7 lead. What are you going to do?
Well, you got to try to make something happen. 39 seconds left in the game. You've been going with the rushing attack the last 2 plays. The passing game hasn't been bad tonight.
No, it hasn't. But they haven't had to go to it as much because the run game has been so effective. You still have a timeout remaining on the board.
Well,
so if you could get something in the passing game towards the sidelines, you can move the ball downfield and step out of bounds and still save that timeout. Maybe you can try to run another play, get the ball in the middle of the field, and maybe try a field goal as you go into the halftime locker room.
Well, Theodore offense has been going back to Juwan Hernandez a lot on the screen plays tonight out of the slot. And so that seems to be the strategy on the short yardage situations, if not going back to Bryant as they come out in the shotgun formation. They have an extra blocker, might be a running play here as they have 2 receiving options on the right. Talked about Hernandez lining up in the slot. High snap, looking over at him, and a flag comes out right out about the 25-yard line.
Now, this is either going to be holding or it's going to be offensive pass interference that maybe the wide receiver may have pushed off when he made his cut in his route. Now, they're talking to the Hurricane sideline, so that's probably a pretty good indication that the call is going to go against Theodore. Now, if you are the Hurricanes, do you decline this penalty and just take the play?
False start is going to be the call against Theodore.
Okay.
That's going to back him up 5 yards. Or are they declining? I see a 4th down marker out there.
Illegal formation, 6-man line of scrimmage is declined, 4th down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was smart, of course. That was, again, that's why we're up here commentating, and that's why the coaches are on the field coaching.
Put me on, coach.
Yeah, so right now Theodore is too far away, of course, for a field goal, so they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th down and about 5. A high pass out on the right side and an overthrow is going to bring a turnover on downs. 28 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Sean Schamberger was the intended receiver out there in the right flat, did not have a shot at making it to that football before it went out of bounds. So ball goes over and down to the Hurricanes. I'm pretty sure they'll just probably come out here, maybe kneel on the ball and go ahead and go into the halftime locker room trailing Theodore by a score of 13-7. Now, remember, the Hurricanes won the opening toss and they deferred, so coming out in the second half, they will receive the football first.
The Hurricanes have 2 timeouts left on the board, though. 28 seconds. You sure you don't take a shot downfield?
It's a slippery field. It's a wet field. I say not take any chances. Either kneel on the football or a safe handoff. Looks like they're getting into victory formation.
And it will be a kneel down to take us to halftime as the Bobcats will take a 13-7 lead into the second half. The night started off with a LaMichael Bryant touchdown, only to be a fumble recovery to follow up on Theodore's next drive by Summers for almost a 60-yard touchdown run. You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. Theodore leading Bryant 13-7 heading into halftime, live here on Seymour TV.
And from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy. And giving up, impossible.
And then we're going to turn on the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Finally won. What's your reaction? Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods,
Okay, what else?
common.
Little tadpoles, the frogs. This is their world. There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
All in together now. We can make it better now. Come on, can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We rope it up.
Cause we know how to jump.
We'll roll it out.
Cause we know how to skate.
We'll cut it down.
Cause we know what to eat.
We'll swap it out.
We eat healthy stuff.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Yeah, well come on.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll ball it up.
Cause we know how to hoop.
We'll mess around.
Cause we know how to play.
We'll drop it down.
Cause we know how to dance.
We'll veg it up.
Veggie night and day.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
All in together now. We can make it better now.
Search We Can to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, with the Theodore Bobcats leading the Bryant Hurricanes at halftime 13-7. Howard, the night got started with LaMichael Pirine, an electric run for about 20 yards, getting the Bobcats on the board on their first series, but a missed point after was costly initially, only to be followed up by Jaquez Summers making a fumble recovery that got the Bryant Hurricanes on the board, taking the score 7-6. Then turn around, Christopher Mosley coming up with a huge touchdown catch for about 60 yards on the play, putting the Bobcats back on top, and that's where we are with our score 13-7. And Howard, to talk about the intensity, we've seen both running backs being showcased tonight, but it's been a defensive battle here in the second quarter.
Yeah, right. And you have to take your hats off, like you said, to both defenses. It's been a tough night, and it's going to be a tougher night if the rain continues to come down here at C.A. Douglas Field. Footing is going to start to be an issue. Ball security could very well be an issue, so don't be surprised coming out in the second half if you start to see guys start to strip at the football. Maybe they can get a turnover here or there, and maybe the Hurricanes can get themselves right back in this football game. They're not out of it. They're down 13-7, just one score, and they're right on top in this football game. So both coaches have to be pleased with both teams' running games.
I'll tell you, despite the weather, what a great crowd that's out here tonight. I mean, the umbrellas are in full force, but nonetheless, no one's leaving this game. It's just been everything advertised. When we went in and started doing the story behind the rivalry earlier in this week, and you can catch that full story at SeymourTV.net, the real history and just what this means to the Grand Bay community, the Bryant-Theodore rivalry. Theodore leading 13-7, and right now, if you're Eric Collier, you got to be feeling good because he's never won a Bryant-Theodore game as a head coach, despite coaching for both programs. And tonight, he has an opportunity, on top of that, an opportunity to start the season 2-0 for the first time in his coaching career.
Now, don't forget, there are two parts to a rivalry. You have one part of the rivalry that takes place between both teams, right?
Right.
But you also have another part of the rivalry that takes place between both bands.
Oh, absolutely.
And right now, we're going to enjoy some of the sounds that are being brought to us right now by the visiting band from Alma Bryant.
watching halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. The Theodore Bobcats leading the Bryant Hurricanes 13-7. Keep it right here for second half action coming your way here on Seymour TV.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
I know, 2 seconds. Hang on, just stand still. Stand still. One second. Okay, go, go, go. Boys, hang on, boys.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week halftime coverage as the Theodore Bobcats lead the Bryant Hurricanes 13-7 in explosive battle of defenses in our first half as we watch the Theodore band coming onto the field. Mobile County Public Schools students are getting hands-on exposure and training and careers readily available locally through our signature academies. We have aviation and aerospace at BC Rain, healthcare at Blunt, coastal studies at Bryant, advanced industry, manufacturing, and technology at Citronelle, teaching and learning at MGM, international studies at Murphy, industry and engineering at Theodore, and maritime engineering and entrepreneurship at Williamson. You're watching halftime coverage with the Theodore Marching Band as the Bobcats lead 13-7 over the Bryant Hurricanes in our Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. You're watching halftime coverage of the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week with the Theodore Bobcats leading the Bryant Hurricanes 13-7. Hurricanes, Bobcats, second half action coming your way right after this.
All right, I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. Halftime coverage of this blockbuster rivalry matchup between the Theodore Bobcats and the Bryant Hurricanes. The Bobcats, Howard, with a 13-7 lead, a defensive battle, but really the teams themselves have been battling penalties.
Absolutely. I mean, if they can clean some of these things up, I'm telling you, it can be a much more compelling second half here at C.A. Douglas Field. Now, we know the rain hasn't stopped yet, okay? So that's something that they're going to have to contend with. A lot of slipping, not a lot of sliding, maybe some fumbles. Who knows? We'll see as the second half wages on.
Howard, I promise I didn't wash my car today, so I don't know why it's raining. But it's making for a fun game. Well, luckily, we haven't had any injuries. Knock on wood.
Well, maybe the clouds are full of moisture.
There we go.
Oh, no, okay, thanks.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go there. But luckily, we've had a clean rivalry so far. We only had one
personal foul penalty.
One personal foul penalty.
Just one.
But it's everything advertised.
Yeah.
This rivalry, Howard, means so much to this community. Yeah. The passion behind it, the history behind it. Mm-hmm. Every person that's sitting in the stands, it feels a part of one side or another in Bobcat or Hurricane Nation. And I'll tell you, with second-year head coaches, the insurmountable expectations for both of these programs, and we're seeing it play it out on the field tonight.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. And like I said, I'm looking forward to this second half. It's going to be a great game. And, don't go anywhere. Stay here with us.
You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. The Bryant Hurricanes taking on the Theodore Bobcats with Theodore up 13-7. Second half action coming your way right after this.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week presented by School Insights live here on Seymour TV. Theodore leading Bryant 13-7 after a defensive battle. And I tell you, there's all sorts of battles going around the Mobile area tonight. The regional standings, take a look at the new 7A Region 1. The Baker Hornets, last time we checked, had a 14-0 lead over the Murphy Panthers over at Ladd Beeble Stadium tonight. A revenge game at the best. And that really sparks some momentum here in the 7A region, Howard.
Yeah, just a stacked region. That region right there is tough from top to bottom. Davison is going to be a factor. Fairhope is going to play well. Foley always does. We're watching Theodore tonight. They're strong in their running game. McGill-Tulin is a perennial power. Murphy is playing great. Alma Bryant, we're watching them here tonight. If they can stop shooting themselves in the foot, they can possibly get back in and win this football game. And we saw Mary G. Montgomery put up a valiant effort last night against Davidson. They just unfortunately came up a little bit short.
Well, the biggest advantage out of all the region, you got to look at Baker and Theodore tonight, both with an opportunity to go 2-0 to start the season after having regular season matchups last week. Here in the 6A region standings, a battle over across the bay with Daphne and Saraland tonight. Very important for the 6A matchups. Baldwin County, LaFleur, Spanish Fort all starting the season off the right way. Citronelle, Gulf Shores, and Robertsdale on the other end of the spectrum, with Blunt, Daphne, and Saraland all with an opportunity to get the first win on the board tonight.
Yeah, just a lot of great football teams, a lot of great programs here in the Mobile and the Baldwin County area in 6A and 7A as we drop down one more region down to the 5A region.
And it's been a battle for the St. Paul Saints just coming out, and the Bryant Hurricanes are very familiar with the St. Paul Saints after last week's lopsided victory for St. Paul's. Steve Mask, another year of a lot of talent. BC Rain, Escambia County, and Williamson all suffering losses in their Week 1 matchups. And right now, St. Paul seems to be on top of the leaderboard, but it's only Week 1.5?
Something like that. But, you know, one of the teams that I'm really so happy about that have come into that 5A region, Tim, is Jackson.
The Theodore Bobcats with a 13-7 lead over the Bryant Hurricanes. The Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, second half action, rivalry, revenge, and more coming up next.
So, Nicholas, how was your day at school today?
It was great. We had fun in class today.
So, what did you do differently today at school? I mean, any new projects?
We got a progress report today.
You got your progress reports today? So, how did you do?
Don't know.
You don't know. That's okay. We can check that right here. Wow. Nicholas.
The quality of education that I received from the Mobile County Public School System really prepared me for global success. Being an international opera singer, I get to travel all across the world. And one of the most important aspects about that is being able to communicate and work with people. And the Mobile County Public School System really equipped me to be greatly successful worldwide.
Welcome back to second half coverage of the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, with the Theodore Bobcats leading the Bryant Hurricanes 13-7. Going into the second half right now, Eric Collier's squad is trying to capitalize off of the momentum that they built up in the defensive battle that was the first half, Howard. And I tell you right now, you got to be looking for the ground game for both of these teams. LaMichael Pirine getting the initial touchdown of the game. Devontae Crandall productive, but both of these teams need to rely on their star players.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing they're going to have to rely on tonight for the duration of this football game is going to have to be ball security. Both teams have to make sure that they wrap that football up for the rest of the night. That thing is going to be slippery, and it's going to be squirting all over the place. So the potential for disaster to happen for either one of these teams is going to be ever so present for the remainder of the football game.
I'll tell you, you can't look past the battle in the trenches that have been happening tonight. We've talked about a couple of the star players, starting off with Elijah Jordan, transferring over from BC Rain. His impact is being felt already with 2 games into this season, coming up with a lot of defensive plays. On the other side of the field with the Bryant Hurricanes, Telvin Jones and a lot of the other players trying to get some kind of momentum started in the trenches. We'll be right back with second half coverage. Theodore leading Bryant 13-7 in the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
What's your reaction? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world. There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
All in together now. We can make it better now. Come on, can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We rope it up.
Cause we know how to jump.
We roll it out. Roll it
Cause
out.
we know how to skate.
We'll cut it down. Cut it
Cause we
down.
know what to eat.
We'll swap it out.
We eat healthy stuff.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Yeah, well come on.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll ball it up.
Cause we know how to hoop.
We'll mess around.
Cause we know how to play.
We'll drop it down.
Cause we know how to dance.
We'll veg it up.
Veggie night and day.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
All in together now. We can make it better now.
Search We Can to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week in a classic rivalry battle between the Bryant Hurricanes and the Theodore Bobcats as the crowd just erupts. And Howard, I can't say enough about how many loyal fans battling through the rain remain here tonight. I mean, everyone's already soaking wet. Might as well just stay here.
Yeah, you may as well. But you're absolutely right. These teams, these fans that follow these teams, they're going to follow these teams all the way until that clock reaches 000 in the fourth quarter. They don't care what the weather is going to do. They're going to stay here until this football game has been decided. And up to this point, this game has not been decided yet. It's a 13-7 lead right now by the Theodore Bobcats as we get ready to kick the ball off here in the second half. Now remember, in the first half, Bryant won the toss. They deferred, so they will receive the ball to start the second half.
Mobile County Public Schools students are using technology in the classroom every day to enhance learning. All of our academic classrooms have smart boards and wireless internet. Students complete class assignments and projects on tablets, laptops, and other electronic devices. And now all students have access to 1 terabyte of cloud storage and Microsoft Office products at home and on the go. Innovation in the classroom, it starts with us. And I tell you, it started off the night, LaMichael Pirine, a 20-yard touchdown run, making a huge play for his team, getting on the board. A missed point after brought the score to 6-0. But then a 30-yard fumble recovery by Sanquez Summers, making a huge play for the Bryant defense, putting them up 7-6, but only to be followed up with a great touchdown pass from Christopher Coburn to Christopher Mosley. A 60-yard touchdown catch puts our score 13-7, and it's been a defensive battle ever since. As Dalton Lynch comes out to kick this one off, Lynch had an interception and a huge turnover in the red zone earlier as he kicks it away, and the whistle blown dead already.
Well, yeah, something that pretty much marred the entire first half of the football game rears its ugly head on the very first play of the second half. That's going to be a penalty. And we're going to get another indication here from the referee, Jimbo Perez. I believe
Good ball. Encroachment on the kicking team. Re-kick with 5-yard penalty.
They're anxious, Howard. Calm down.
They're anxious. They're anxious. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Maybe they're ready to get out of the range just as much as everybody else. So they said, let's go ahead and get this thing started a little bit early. But that's going to move the football back 5 yards from the 40 to the 35. That yields 5 yards of field position to the Hurricanes as we get ready to try to kick this ball off and get the second half started here at C.A. Douglas Field.
Get out of the rain. What are you talking about, Howard? This is Bryant Theodore. The battle rages on in the trenches deep within the Grand Bay area tonight here at C.A. Douglas Field. As Dalton Lynch kicks this one away, our first kickoff in a while is going to be returned up to the 30-yard line. Breaking away, 35, evades another defender, brought down from behind. Oh, and a late hit on that one. Yeah. They're making sure he was down on that play.
Yeah, no flag came in on that either. That was Wesley James. That was the returner on that kickoff, and you're right. I believe the reason why they didn't throw a flag is because I believe at the end there that young man was pushed into the ball carry while he was on the ground. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so they did not drop the personal flag penalty. But as it goes, the Alma Bryant Hurricanes are going to start this opening drive at their own 38-yard line. Great field position to start the second half for the Hurricanes.
Brandon Gartman doing a great job managing thus far, but they're going to have a change at quarterback as Rydarian Bowie comes in, the junior, 6 foot, 155 pounds, and another quick start.
Wow.
The Theodore defense is signaling that it came from the Bryant offensive line.
I don't want to look at the box score at the end of this game to see what the total penalties.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, remains first down.
I don't want to see what the total number of penalties and yardage in penalties that was yielded tonight after this game, because it's not going to be pretty. Both coaches will not be pleased with that, and they will talk to their teams about that when they start up practice next week.
That'll back the Hurricanes up 5 yards, making it a 1st and 15. It's going to be a handoff from Bowie to Crandall, who's going to get a minimal gain, maybe 2 to 3 yards on the play. 2nd and about 13 upcoming for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Bowie is in there to try to provide a spark for this offense for the Hurricanes, okay? It's not that the starter, Gartman, was playing terrible. You just want to try to see if you can get a spark, some type of spark with your football team. Sometimes the backup quarterback is the most popular guy on the football team. So let's see what can happen as both teams approach the line of scrimmage.
The Hurricanes making some personnel substitutions as Bowie is under center in the I formation. The shift over by the defensive line. Play action fake, rolls out to his left, a strike and an incompletion, a drop pass on the play. Bowie looking for his intended target, Morgan Boone. Bowie to Boone, trying to make something happen, but an incompletion on the play, bringing up a 3rd and 13 from around the 35-yard line as the clock stops with 11 minutes left here in our 3rd quarter.
And I'm going to come to Morgan Boone's defense. That was a tough pass to try to dig out of the turf, because as the quarterback, Bowie rolled out into the left flat, he had to try to get his shoulders square with the line of scrimmage to try to deliver the ball downfield. Wasn't able to do so. Ball went shooting down into the turf. That would have been a tough ball to dig out of the turf for a completion if you're the wide receiver.
Brandel spread out as a receiver on this play. High snap. Bowie rolls over to his left, has pressure, gets rid of it, and it looks like it's going to be an incompletion, broken up on the play. Almost had it. He was looking for his target, Michael Bosarge, on the play, but Morgan Boone once again. Morgan Boone unable to bring that one in.
Yeah, and this time I'm not going to be able to defend him, okay, because that one hit him in his hands, and that one got away from him, but that was a drop pass. But a good job by Bowie to even get the football out into the left flat again, rolling to the left. He's a right-handed quarterback. Difficult to get those shoulders square and deliver that football. That time he was able to do so, but Boone just was not able to secure the catch.
4th and 13, a high snap, and a bunt over around the 40-yard line, takes a bounce. Hasn't touched a player yet, and they're going to let it roll all the way down, and touchdown around the 28-yard line, and Eric Collier down on the sidelines exploding.
And I'll tell you why he is so ticked off, because as that football was rolling to a stop, 2 Theodore Bobcats got really close to the football. Why in the world would you do that? You risk touching the football and causing a turnover right there, and that's not what he teaches his guys when they practice that during practice for the Bobcats. Get away from the football and let it roll down to a stop and be whistled dead.
Coburn comes out, shotgun formation, 3 receiving targets out on his right side. His favorite target of the night, Jawan Hernandez. lined up in the slot. His big receiver, Christopher Mosley, had the touchdown of the game, but he's going to start off with a handoff to LaMichael Pirine, who shrugs off a defender, but brought down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 upcoming at the 30-yard line for the Bobcats as we took down 10 minutes, 30 seconds and counting here in third quarter action. Theodore leading 13-7.
Yeah, as we take a look at the replay here as LaMichael Pirine gets the carry, that's Jerry Hilburn that's in on the tackle, and Pirine did everything he could to try to shed the guy, just was not able to shed the tackle, only able to pick up 1 yard on first down. That's going to be 2nd and 9, Tim, from the 30-yard line of the Bobcats.
Interestingly enough, Hilburn and Pirine are right around the same size, as Pirine's going to get up the field, and this time it's going to be about a 4-yard gain. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 6 upcoming for the Bobcats.
Jerry Hilburn in on the tackle once again. You said they're about the same size. Jerry Hilburn, 6'1", 225 pounds. LaMichael Pirine, 5'10", 215 pounds. So, yeah, you're right. A little bit of difference in height, but pretty much size-wise, they're right on each other.
Well, the play blown dead right here as Christopher Coburn had tripped up on the play.
I believe this is going to go against – I believe it's going to go against the Hurricanes. We're going to get the call here from the referee.
Got a dead ball, encroachment here, first down.
Now, when Jimbo Perez says here, he was referring to the Hurricanes. That's not their mascot, okay?
Just making sure.
Their mascot is the Hurricanes, not here.
It looks like it's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Bobcats as they're going to hand off to LaMichael Pirine. 3rd down marker on the field. But they move the chains as if it was a first down, and it was initially as it brings up 2nd down.
Tim, watching the replay how the middle linebacker just comes crashing down the line of scrimmage there. Just a beautiful job of tackling. Right there at the point of attack was Malik McCall, the defensive end, the senior defensive end. Great job there.
Coburn with a quick strike out to Hernandez, but an incompletion. A low throw, unable to hang on to it, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Bobcats at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that one was down all around the shoe tops of the wide receiver. No way he was going to be able to catch that. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long now for the Bobcats. Big play here for the defense of the Hurricanes. You don't want to give up something big here on 3rd down.
Coburn back in the backfield with Pirine. Going to take a snap, play action fake, rolls out to his left side, going to get chased, rolling to his right, has a couple of blockers, has 3 offensive linemen right there, evades 1 tackle, gets up the field, getting up the sidelines and getting the first down and out of bounds. Wow. Wow. Talk about a turn of events right here. Coburn had a lot of activity in the backfield, and there is a flag back there as we look right here. Coburn evading 1 tackle, gets a block right there, has linemen in front of him, evades another tackle, tries to get up the sidelines and gets out of bounds, but a flag comes in as soon as he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, that's going to be a holding penalty there. I believe that's going to be Johnny Quick, one of the offensive linemen, as the quarterback, Coburn, was surging up the right side. There was only 1 defender there that could have brought him down. That was Aaron Little. Instead, he was held by the offensive lineman right there. So that's going to be a spot foul. They're going to mark off 10 yards from that point on the field, and that's going to nullify a first down run by Coburn.
Got a hold on the offense. It's decline. We got a hold on the offense. Repeat 3rd down.
2 holding calls.
Yeah.
Going to stretch out a 3rd and really long, about almost 20 yards on this one, backed up to the 30-yard line.
And that tends to happen on a busted play when guys lose their assignment, they lose containment, and they just try to put a hat on a guy, and sometimes they can't get around fast enough, so just grab him.
Coburn drops back to pass. He's going to hand off to Pirine. Fumbles onto the ball. The ball is out and recovered by Bryant. Their 2nd defensive recovery, their 2nd fumble recovery. As we see right here, Coburn comes out. He's going to hand off to Pirine. Met immediately. The ball comes out, and immediately Bryant jumps on top of it.
That was, let me see if I can find out who it, that was Telvin Jones, the 6'2", 285-pound defensive tackle that just lit Pirine up just as he got the football. And what did we talk about coming out in the second half?
The battle in the trenches.
Well, we talked about that. We also talked about ball security. You know, maybe something can happen where somebody can put the ball on the ground deep in somebody else's territory, and maybe the other team can take advantage of it. Here's a golden opportunity now for the Hurricanes to do something with this turnover. After turnover, it's always nice to go up top and see, can't you catch the defense sleeping over the top with a pass.
Bowie back out at quarterback, lines up in the I formation, comes out, hands off to Crandall, is going to get wrapped up from behind and brought down for a loss on the play. Elijah Jordan coming up with another tackle for loss. A flag comes out.
Yeah, something late. That was some late activity right there, Tim. And when it comes in late like that, you have to know that it's got to be a personal foul penalty somewhere in the vicinity. As the officials talk about it right now, that would not be a good thing for the Hurricanes after that big play of first of all, forcing a turnover and then possibly coming up with an personal foul penalty. All right, the personal foul penalty actually is going to go against Theodore, so that is a huge break for the Hurricanes. That's 15 yards of yardage
Dead
that
ball,
they get.
Personal foul.
That they receive without even doing anything, Tim. So that's big. That's a big play.
The clock stops at 8 minutes and 30 seconds here in our third quarter action. The rain continues to fall as the Hurricanes, channeling the weather, are inside the Bobcats' red zone. They're facing a 13-7 deficit as Rydarian Bowie lines up in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, looking to his left, checks it down to Crandall, gets the completion. McCants on the play. Anthony McCants coming out of the backfield. The junior fullback gets up the field for about a 4-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, Bowie just simply takes the snap from center and just looks off the defense and finally finds the fullback out in the flat, and he just lowers his head. Kid looks like a small rhino out there when he lowers his head, heads in towards the defense. I wouldn't want any part of that. That's why I'm up here in the booth and not down there on the field.
Howard, that's about 5'8", 225 running right at you.
Oh, my gosh.
If I went to the gym a couple more times a week, maybe I could get into that kind of shape. But Bowie comes out and hands off to Crandall. Going to get tripped up. Minimal gain on the play. That's going to bring up third down really quick as the clock continues to tick away. 7 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here in our third quarter action. The Hurricanes in the red zone, down 13-7.
Yeah, nice job of just crashing down from that defensive end position was Malik McCall, the 6'1", 195-pound senior defensive end for the Theodore Bobcats, as I believe we're going to get a timeout taken, I believe, by the Hurricanes.
Timeout on the play. Bryant facing a third down as they face a 13-7 deficit. You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, presented by School Insights, live here on Seymour TV. The Theodore Bobcats leading the Bryant Hurricanes 13-7, but the Hurricanes are facing a 3rd and 7 in the Bobcats' red zone with 7 minutes left here in our third quarter.
Yeah, a lot of football left to be played in this game. If you're the Bryant Hurricanes, if you can pick up another 5 yards somewhere near the middle of the field, maybe you can line up, Tim, and try to put 3 points on the board and narrow this deficit. If possible, we have a quarterback change.
Brandon Garman back into the game for the Hurricanes here on third down. It's going to be a quick handoff. No, he's going to keep it himself, bring it up the field, runs over a defender, and dives forward to get a first down. Brandon Gartman, a dual threat tonight, and on multiple occasions we've seen him keep the ball and make something happen. And right here on third down, a substitution after the timeout, play action fake, gets a blocker right out in front and is able to absorb some contact and stretch out for some extra yards, getting a first down inside the 5-yard line.
Tim, the most important part of that play, as the play is whistled dead, I believe we're going to get a timeout taken here. And I want to say it's going to be taken by the Bobcats as they prepare themselves to try to defend their goal line, as the Hurricanes are first and goal at the, I believe that's the 3-yard line of the Bobcats. So this is a big play in the game, Tim.
6 minutes, 43 seconds left in our third quarter action. The Bobcats defending a 13-7 lead. Bryant comes out, makes a quarterback change. Gartman gets the first down with his feet.
And the most important part of that play where Gartman on the quarterback keeper was there were no flags. I was looking around. You know, they've been dropping that handkerchief on the field quite a bit tonight, but that is really, really big that no penalty was called at all on that play. So now 6:43 remaining in the third quarter here as the rain continues to come down at C.A. Douglas Field. Theodore is now trying to defend their goal line. Their own 3-yard line is where the ball is set up now for the Hurricanes. This is going to be a big series as the teams start to break the huddle.
We talked about the importance of the running back position, and no bigger situation can happen than 3 yards away from the end zone. You got to be thinking they're going to be calling the number of Devontae Crandall.
Yeah, and this is 4-down territory for the Hurricanes. If you don't get it in on 3 downs, you're going for it on 4th down clearly.
6 minutes, 43 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. Bryant down 13-7. They're at the 3-yard line. They line up in the I formation. Gartman keeps it himself, pushes forward and across the line, and just like that, the Bryant Hurricanes tie the game at 13 apiece.
Wow. All of this comes off of the first turnover of the night by the Hurricanes. By the Bobcats. As we look at it here, Gartman just simply got in behind his center, rode that big body all the way into the end zone to tie the score now here in the third quarter. 6:39 remaining. The score is now tied 13-all.
Dustin Schreiner coming out for the point after, and I tell you, Howard, talk about the importance of the point after tonight. Theodore missing the initial one, which puts their score at 13. And right here, it could be costly as Bryant has an opportunity to go ahead here with 6 minutes and 39 seconds left in the third quarter.
And that's really amazing considering the fact that the Hurricanes haven't played particularly well on offense to be able to go up possibly in this ball game.
Bowie with the hold. The kick is up, and it is through the uprights and off the foot of Dustin Schreiner and off the feet of Brandon Gartman. The Bryant Hurricanes take over once again, 14-13 with 6 minutes and 39 seconds here in our third quarter.
Wow, what an amazing turnaround.
You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, presented by School Insights, live here on Seymour TV. More rivalry action coming your way. Bobcats, Hurricanes, right after this.
It started for me when I went into the first grade, and then I went on to George Hall Elementary School, and from there to Williamson, where I graduated. The public school system, it had a great impact on me because not only did it prepare me academically for my future career, but it also prepared me for life. Because of its diversity of students and teachers, it really gave me a well-rounded education.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week and a blockbuster rivalry matchup between the Bryant Hurricanes and the Theodore Bobcats. After a Brandon Gartman quarterback scramble, converting a first down, getting them into the red zone up around the 3-yard line, he punches it in himself on the next play, putting his team up 14-13. Bryant coming out to kick this one away. Schreiner. A kick back around the 15-yard line, going to be picked up by Bryant, and a fumble on the play. The second fumble, and Bryant has recovered at the 28-yard line.
You have got to be kidding me. Jacob Whitehead, as we look at the replay here, ball is going to be kicked off. Now, Bryant, who already fumbled on the last possession, surges upfield and cuts out into the left flat, and he just simply loses the football. Nobody punches it out. I thought somebody might have, and it looks like Jacob Whitehead was just the right man at the right time in the right place to secure that ball on one bounce. And now the Hurricanes, who just took the lead by a score of 14-13 on the last possession on a 3-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Gartman, are now set up at the 29-yard line of the Bobcats.
Bowie back at quarterback. Shovel pass out to Crandall, who's going to fight his way up the field. It looks like the ball came out, but after he was down on the ground, it's going to bring up a second and about 7 after about a 3-yard gain by Crandall.
Yeah, that's a good call by the officials there. He was truly down, and while he was down, the ball was getting wrenched out. As we take a look here on the replay, Crandall goes upfield. Helmet comes off, he's down, and now the ball gets ripped out. So That ball was down. The player was down by contact. Was able to pick up about 2 yards, Tim, on first down. It's going to bring up second down and long for the Hurricanes.
Since his helmet came off, Crandall is going to have to sit out one play before coming back in to make a substitution at running back. Aaron Bowie back at quarterback, and it looks like there's some confusion out there.
Yeah, there's some personnel problems going on with the Hurricanes. So instead of being assessed a penalty, they've decided to go ahead and take a timeout here at C.A. Douglas Field. Again, as the rain continues to come down, the Hurricanes are starting to take over.
You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. The Bryant Hurricanes leading the Theodore Bobcats 14-13 here on Seymour TV. Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, presented by School Insights, live here on Seymour TV. The Bryant Hurricanes leading the Theodore Bobcats 14-13. Our Mobile County's Public Schools class of 2014 won $72 million worth of college scholarships. About 28% of our graduates receive at least one scholarship offer every year. Those include academic and athletic scholarships and awards in the arts for community service and for JROTC. Graduating college and career ready, it starts with us.
Tim, $72 million. You have any idea how many pairs of wingtip shoes I could buy with $72 million?
Wingtip shoes?
Wingtip shoes,
really?
Yeah.
That's what you would spend your money on?
I'm a shoe guy. I like shoes.
I'm just saying, if we could have that and then start the ultimate dream is to have the own shopping center, okay? Sports bar. Hear me out. Sports bar. You got to have a Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. And you call it Fenway. Play on words, kind of like in Boston, Fenway, but F-I-N-N.
But where's the shoe store? There's got to be a shoe store near that.
I'm really a sandals kind of guy, personally. I only have to wear shoes whenever it's a necessary thing. Second and 8 upcoming for the Bryant Hurricanes. 6 minutes remaining here in our third quarter action. Aaron Bowie back out at quarterback, I formation. Scrambles out, play action fake, looks to his running back, and overthrows Morgan Boone, the sophomore receiver, on the play, bringing up 3rd and 8 inside the Theodore 30.
Yeah, no flags on that play, so that play is going to stand as we take another look. Tim, the rain is really coming down in sheets out there as we look at the replay. Bowie gets out into the right flat now again, to the left flat. Now again, Bowie is a right-handed quarterback. Difficult to roll out to the left and still try to throw the football with your right hand. If you don't get your feet set, the ball is going to sail, and his intended receiver was open, Morgan Boone. Ball was just thrown way too high.
They make some personnel substitutions as Anthony McCants, the junior fullback, comes into the game. Crandall lined up in the shotgun formation is going to get the handoff going up the middle, has a block to the 20, to the 15, and brought down at the 10-yard line. About a 20-yard run on the play as Devontae Crandall gets up the field.
Now Dalton Lynch ultimately finishes off this play with the tackle, but all of the credit goes to the offensive line as we look at the replay. All the credit goes to the offensive line of the Alma Bryant Hurricanes. A great job of opening up a huge running lane right in the middle of the defense. Even better job by the running back Anthony McCants to not go to the left or to the right, but simply put his head down, bowl his way all the way down to the 10-yard line of the Bobcats. As the clock continues to tick, Tim, 5:23 remaining here in the third quarter. The Hurricanes are in control.
Fresh set of downs at the 10-yard line. Bowie comes out, hands off to Crandall. Going to be caught initially, and they're just going to blow the play dead. After about a 3-yard gain on the play, they're inside of the 10-yard line, ticking inside. 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Bryant with a 14-13 lead. They went ahead with the touchdown by Brandon Gartman on their last drive. They get a fumble recovery on the kickoff, and now they find themselves with a 2nd and 9 inside the 10-yard line, trying to add to their lead.
And once again, this is 4-down territory. for the Bryant Hurricanes. It's either end zone or bust right now for this offensive unit.
Crandall, the running back, lined up in the I formation in the backfield, is going to get the toss sweep, going to bring around the left side, going to be met by the defensive line and brought down back around the line of scrimmage. About a 2-yard loss on the play, bringing up 3rd and 10. Now I'm interested by the Theodore tailgating section over here, throwing a lot of water. I mean, as if the rain wasn't doing enough. They got the water thrown around.
I know. They brought plenty of it in here with them, too.
In celebration. But right here, Crandall trying to find some space over there, but met immediately by the defensive front of the Theodore Bobcats.
And right now, the Theodore Bobcats do not have to respect the pass on defense. So they can crowd the line of scrimmage and try to stop Crandall. Until they can get a ball up into the air to a wide receiver to scare them, they're going to continue to crowd the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 10. Play action fake and brought down from behind. A sack on the play. A huge play by the Theodore defense.
That was Jawan Hernandez. And we're going to get a flag here at the end of the play as we watch the replay here. Play action fake, and just out of nowhere is Justin Hosea Williams, who just looks like he got shot out of a cannon right into Bowie. Bowie did not see him coming, and there was a flag thrown on the play late. Now, this may be a taunting penalty. Let's find out from Jimbo Perez.
Back up, please. Back up, please.
Looks like we have some communication between the sidelines.
It says
Do you want it?
It's. I was trying to read his lips there. He said something about a dead ball.
It looks like he was asking the Theodore sidelines if they wanted to accept the penalty or not on the play, and it looks like they are as they're switching personnel out there. We have 4th down on the field.
Yeah.
Under 4 minutes remaining.
Right here, the down counts, 4th down.
4th down, we have a field goal upcoming as Dustin Schreiner comes onto the field. Bowie's going to be the holder. 3 minutes, 54 seconds remaining here in our 3rd quarter. Bryant with a 14-13 lead, trying to add on to it with a field goal from around the 15-yard line. After that penalty, they just took the downs on the play. Schreiner lining up, Bowie with the hold. The kick is up. And it is through the uprights, and Dustin Schreiner adds 3 more points to his Hurricanes lead, putting them up 17-13 with 3 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in our 3rd quarter.
And those 3 points are big because now it turns a 1-point lead into a 4-point lead. So now as the game continues to go on, Theodore has to understand that in order for them to win the football game, they have to score a touchdown. A field goal isn't going to help them. It's going to leave them 1 point short. So for the remainder of the game, if the score remains what it is, the Theodore Bobcats have to score a touchdown. So now you have to get that into the mindset of your offense that, guys, we need a touchdown to win. 3:39 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Hurricanes have just pushed their lead now up to 17-13 over the Theodore Bobcats.
But Howard, this game has been living up to the hype. It's everything that was advertised.
Oh, absolutely. And for the residents of this community, this has been exactly what they wanted to have happen. They didn't want either team to come out here and blow the other one out. They wanted to stay competitive, and that's exactly what has happened. This game has been entertaining and exciting from the beginning all the way up to this kickoff.
Schreiner lining up. He's going to kick a high one short. Going to be received right around the 30-yard line, and Theodore's just going to choose to down it right there at about the 28. They had a turnover on their last kick return. Right there, playing it safe, just get the ball in their hands.
And that's okay. That was a good decision by Christopher Mosley. He's looking up into the sky. Rain is dropping down right into his face inside of his helmet. So no sense of risking a miscue on the handling of the kickoff. Just fair catch it, get your offense out there safely, and start this next drive.
Howard, if you want to keep up with all the action and developments with the Mobile County Public School System, follow them on Twitter and Facebook. And if you want to find out about the latest news in the community that you care about, follow Seymour TV on Twitter and Facebook at Seymour_TV. That's SEYMOUR. 3 minutes, 39 seconds remaining here in our 3rd quarter. Bryant defending a 17-13 lead after a Dustin Schreiner field goal. There's going to be a timeout on the play. It looks like coming from the Theodore sideline. Clock stopping. 3 minutes, 39 seconds. Hurricanes leading 17-13. You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, presented by School Insights, live here on Seymour TV. Tim Finnegan, Howard McCain, 3 minutes, 39 seconds remaining here in our third quarter between the Bobcats and the Hurricanes, with Bryant leading 17-13 late in the third quarter. Theodore coming out right around the 26-yard line is where they're going to mark it. Fresh set of downs after choosing to just take the ball on the spot on the kick return. It's going to be a handoff to LaMichael P. Ryan, who's going to try to get some yards. Comes up a little short, about a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 upcoming from right around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, tackled down quickly on the play by Christopher Taylor, the 5'9", 190-pound senior defensive end for the Bryant Hurricanes, as the clock continues to tick down to 3:20 remaining in the third quarter.
Bryant hurries up to the line. Theodore trying to make some adjustments with the personnel. Lines up in the I formation. 2nd and about 8 is going to be another toss to P. Ryan, who's going to dance around and brought down another short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 6 or 7 on the play.
Yeah, Jerry Hilburn and Diego Bowler combined on the stop, and they are really crashing down now as on the running back as some scores continue to trickle in from around the area.
Blunt with a dominating performance over Williamson. Baldwin County leading Citronelle 28-14. Viger leading Murphy 14-3 in the second quarter. Viger leading McGill, excuse me. Robertsdale leading LaFleur 36-8 in the third quarter. And it's going to be an overthrow on the play, bringing up a 4th down, and this Hurricane defense has just come alive, a whole new unit here in the second half.
Yeah, that ball was intended out in the left flat for Christopher Mosley, and he was blanketed that time by, I believe that was Sanquez Summers. Almost came away with an interception. Boy, if Summers would have been able to come down with that, it was nothing in front of him but field and opportunity right into the end zone. But as it goes, it's going to be incomplete. Bring up a 4th down here at C.A. Douglas Field as the rain continues to come down.
Theodore lining up to punt this one way, back around the 20. It's going to be a low snap. Dalton Lynch just tries to get it away, and it's going to go out of bounds at the opposite 30-yard line, and the Hurricanes trying to take over. Eric Collier trying to get his team to just focus. It's been a brand new story here in this second half. The Bobcats went into halftime with the lead, and now after capitalizing off of a couple of turnovers, the Hurricanes find themselves on top 17-13 and coming back out on offense. The combination of Brandon Gartman and Rydarian Bowie tonight at the quarterback position. Bowie comes back out at quarterback in the shotgun formation. 2 receiving targets on each side. Bowie with a handoff as McCants is going to bounce around the left side, getting up the field. Has contact with Lynch, but gets a 1st down and then some. A nice run of around 20 yards.
And now you're starting to see this offensive line take over. Look at all the guys. Everybody's engaged with someone once the running back breaks the line of scrimmage. After that, it's up to the running back to get into the 2nd and 3rd tier defenders and just wreak havoc. And that's what the running back was able to do for the Hurricanes, all the way down to the 45-yard line of the Bobcats, 1st and 10.
Coming out in the I formation, McCants and Crandall in the backfield. Bowie comes out, hands off to McCants once a time, but he slips on the play, bringing up 2nd and 10. Just lost his footing after he got the handoff.
Yeah, and that's understandable because this field is getting soaked. Now, it does have a system installed where it can drain itself, but at the rate that it's coming down, that field is going to continue to get more and more soggy. So footing is going to be a huge, huge factor as we get ready to go into the fourth quarter. We're down to 1:20 remaining here in the third quarter. Bryant still enjoying a 17-13 lead.
And it looks like they're going to the ground and pound game and with the bigger back. With Anthony McCants, 225 of all of them in the backfield. This time Crandall's going to get the handoff, but met immediately and brought down for a 3-yard loss on the play. Anthony McCants with the carry on the play.
Third down and long coming up right here for the Hurricanes. Again, now we're well under a minute remaining in the third quarter. And wow, look at that shot right there.
The rain is just continuing to come down.
If you're a gardener, that is an impressive shot.
Well, at least we know our cars are getting washed. Clock ticking down, 25 seconds and counting. Bowie drops back to pass, has pressure, looks downfield, and just throws it over his defender's head. Excuse me, over his target's head. Had 4 defenders in the area. Schamberger, one of them, and that's going to bring up a 4th down in a punting situation. 4 points separate these two teams with 18 seconds left here in our third quarter, and the Bobcats are going to have an opportunity to get back on the board.
Yeah, Bowie was looking for Phillip Roberts, the wide receiver, over the middle, and he just loaded up and threw with all he had. And when you throw the ball that hard, your accuracy tends to suffer, and the ball just went over everybody's head, fell incomplete.
High snap. High punt. And they're going to wave it off as it's going to take a bounce all the way down.
Nice punt.
To around the 8-yard line, taking a hurricane bounce. That's going to stop the clock with 7 seconds left here in our third quarter. Bryant with a 17-13 lead, and Theodore about to take over once again, but all backed up all the way inside their own 10.
Yeah, and once again, ball security does become a priority for the Bobcats, set up inside their own 10-yard line to start this next drive as the third quarter is about to tick away at the snap of this next play for the Bobcats. So it's up to the Bobcats to make sure they secure that football and hold possession as we get ready to wind down this third quarter, and they trail by a score of 17-13.
Theodore comes out in the I formation. It's going to be a quick handoff, but a whistle blows the play dead as the flag comes out all around the 6-yard line.
Yeah, the penalty flag came out right when the ball was snapped, which could mean that there was a false start on the offense. Jimbo Perez is going to let us know exactly what happened.
It's late. Dead ball. False start. Remains first down.
So that's going to be half the distance to the goal line. So that moves the football from the 8 to about the 4-yard line.
4 seconds remaining on the clock in the third quarter. Bryant defending a 17-13 lead. It's going to be first and about 13. Bryant trying to make something happen, gets dragged back, but hangs on to the ball. As a flag comes out, there was a pile. And a flag comes out, might have been a little bit of contact after the play, Howard.
Tim, if that is a personal foul penalty, against the Bryant Hurricanes, that coaching staff is going to be livid.
The Hurricanes lead 17-13. Fourth quarter action in the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week coming up right after this.
Nonviolence will start with me.
Nonviolence will start with me.
All across the Mobile County Public School System, students are taking the pledge.
I pledge to accept the responsibility of my actions.
To solve problems peacefully.
Respect myself and others.
The 100 Days of Nonviolence Pledge. It's an initiative to help explore alternative means of stopping violence among school students. Will you take the challenge? Get involved. Take a stand. 100 days, 100 ways.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, presented by School Insights, live here on Seymour TV. The Bryant Hurricanes leading the Theodore Bobcats 17-13, with Theodore in the driver's seat right now, facing second down upcoming here at the start of our fourth quarter.
Tim, I think that penalty, as we went to the break, I believe that penalty call was against the Theodore Bobcats. And what's going to happen now is they are going to switch into the field because the third quarter is over. So we're going to run the ball all the way down to the other end of the football field. And I think they're going to mark the penalty off from there.
Well, the night got started with a 34-yard touchdown run by LaMichael Pirine of Theodore, but then a fumble recovery coming in by Summers puts Bryant on top 7-6. As we have scores coming in, Baldwin County leaving Citronelle 28-14. Viger over McGill 14-3 in the third quarter. Robertsdale with a 36-8 lead over LaFleur in the third. Satsuma leading BC Rain 14-7 in the third. Close battle. We were talking about the scores that get us to this point. Pirine starting the night, 34-yard touchdown run, gets the Bobcats on the board. A missed point after follows up a series where a fumble recovery by Summers, the defensive back for Bryant, putting them on top 7-6. Then a 60-yard touchdown pass going over to Christopher Mosley gets the Bobcats a halftime score of 13-7. Then in the third quarter, Brandon Gartman takes it himself a 3-yard touchdown run, puts them on top 14-3, and then a 25-yard field goal by Dustin Schreiner gets the Hurricanes their 17-13 lead here at the start of our fourth quarter.
Wow, if you're the coach for the Bryant Hurricanes, you are so proud of your guys. They've stuck in there and they fought this entire game, and it hasn't been a very fluid game. It's been stopped a lot with a lot of penalties, and you expect that in a rivalry. These guys want to get after each other, and they can't wait for the ball to get snapped. So guys have been going a little early a few times here and there in the football game, but that's okay. The Bryant Hurricanes and the Bobcats have both played a pretty decent game here in these weather conditions. And right now, things are getting sorted out right now by the referee, Jimbo Perez. And I believe before we left him to go to break and come back for the fourth quarter, I believe there were actually offsetting penalties against both teams. So all they're going to do now is, I believe they're just going to replay the down is what's going to happen. So right now, the referee, Jimbo Perez, is explaining that to both coaches, and right now he's talking to Eric Collier, and it doesn't sound like to me Eric Collier likes it, but hey, that's what's going to happen. They're just going to line it up and they're just going to replay it here, Tim, as we get started with the fourth quarter here at C.A. Douglas Field. Bryant enjoys a 17-13 lead. Ball currently sits, I believe, on about the 10-yard line of the Bobcats. Bobcats are in possession of the football here at the start of this fourth quarter.
Second down to start things off for the Bobcats, as they are backed up all the way in the red zone. You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, with Bryant holding on to a 17-13 lead here in the fourth quarter as things get sorted out on the offsetting penalties.
Yeah, and this really does hurt momentum for the Bryant Hurricanes, because right now they've got their ears pinned back coming after the offense for the Theodore Bobcats, because right now they have these guys backed up deep in their own territory, and if they can hold and force a fourth down and get the ball back, they should get the ball back in very, very good field position, more than likely on the Theodore side of the 50-yard line. So this defense is ready to line it up and get it going, and I believe the ball is about to be finally whistled back into play, and we're going to get started here in the fourth quarter.
Coming second down right here as the Bobcats come out in the I formation. Two receivers to the right, one to the left, as they have the two running backs in the backfield. Cober lines up tosses it out to Bryant, who's going to get up the left side of the field. First down and then some to the 30. Down to around the 40-yard line on the play.
Wow, as we look at it here on the replay, just a beautiful job of setting up blocks as Bryant. Look at him, constantly looking downfield, and after that, it's his responsibility to make that first guy miss, which he does right there. And finally saving a touchdown run was Timmy Pipkins coming in and getting Bryant down around the shoe tops and get him down, but not after about a 30-yard run by Bryant.
Fresh set of downs as the rain continues to come down. The play is blown dead after a flag comes out.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be a false start
Good
once
ball.
again.
False start on the offense. Remains first down.
So that's going to move the ball back 5 yards against the Bobcats after that huge run. Huge pickup there by Bryant. Pushes the ball back to the 36-yard line of the Bobcats as they come out here 1st and 15 now against this Hurricane defense.
Coburn lines up, I formation. He's looking over, trying to get some signals from the sidelines over there. He's going to pitch out to Bryant, who's going to try the right side this time. Stiff arms one defender, gets up the field, 40, and runs over a defender to get out to the sidelines there.
Boy, there was some hard hitting going on right there out on this football field as Bryant stays in behind his blocks, stiff arms one defender, gets to the outside. Great job of keeping the ball in his off arm just in case he fumbles as he's going towards the sideline, finally forced out of bounds, but not before he was able to pick up, I believe, about 8 yards on the play for the Bobcats.
Coburn coming out, he's been using that hard count, trying to draw off the defensive line. Right now, they're only facing a 4-point deficit, 11 minutes remaining in our game. They come out, and it's back to Bryant for the third time in a row. Breaks the tackle to the 50, to the 40, down to the 30-yard line. The ball comes out, but after he was down, that's about a 20-yard run on the play, Howard.
Yeah, it looks like Bryant, as he gets the football, once again staying in behind the box. Beautiful block right there by his lead back to spring Bryant into the secondary, and he did the rest. Looks like Bryant is starting to get his feet back under him. He's forgotten about those turnovers, and he's running downhill.
Fourth rushing play in a row. Bryant up the field. A nice 6-yard gain on the play, going to bring up second and about 4. And it's just been the Bryant show late here in our game as we took around 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the game. The Theodore Bobcats are down 17-13, but LaMichael Bryant has been making one play after another for this offense.
And Tim, look at his body language. He is gassed. He is out of gas. He needs a rest, but they're not going to give it to him.
Coburn comes out, a quick strike, and an incompletion on the play.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to hit his big wide receiver, Christopher Mosley, out in the right flat, trying to catch the the defense sleeping, but ball falls incomplete. So that's going to bring up second down as we look at it here on the replay. Just a quick 3-step drop, look for the wide receiver. Ball almost was picked off by the defensive back over there on the right flat. Boy, had he picked that off, that was going to be ugly for the offense. But as it goes, Tim, incomplete pass, and that's going to bring up a third down for the Bobcats.
Third and short, right around the 35-yard line. A sweep. Bryant trying to find some room, runs over defender and gets the first down, but a flag comes out at the end of the play.
Not really sure what that's going to be. Maybe it's a face mask at the end of the play. And look at Bryant. He is leaving it all on the field, Tim. He is exhausted as he finally comes off the field to get a rest. Boy, let me tell you something. As water-soaked as that uniform is, I bet that thing probably weighs about 50 pounds right now because it's full of water and sweat.
Get that guy some Gatorade.
Please.
5 rushing plays
Good
on
ball,
the drive
personal foul
already.
against the defense. First and goal.
And they're going to get helped out by that penalty there, taking them around the 10-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Bobcats as they make a substitution at the running back position. Justin Jose Williams now is going to be the running back. They blow the whistle on that one. The play is dead. Another flag coming out.
Yeah,
one flag after another.
That's probably going to be a false start. It is going to be a false start against the offense. So
Ball, false start on the offense. Remains first down and goal.
So that's going to move the ball back 5 yards after picking up 15 yards on the personal foul penalty. So it pushes the ball back to the 15-yard line now of the Hurricanes, and it's still going to remain first down. And yeah, we did see the linebacker come in to play tailback on that play, Justin Hosea Williams, to try and give Pirine a blow.
Hosea Williams back out at running back. Looking over the sidelines, there might have been a timeout on the play. 9 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in our game. Bryant defending a 17-13 lead. You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, presented by School Insights, live here on Seymour TV. 9 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in our game. It's been a classic battle between these two rivals, as the Theodore Bobcats are within scoring distance inside the 10-yard line as they trail the Hurricanes 17-13.
Tim, this is exactly what you want out of a rivalry game. You want suspense, you want thrills, you want chills. And that's exactly what we've gotten in this game tonight. We've gotten all of that tonight from both of these teams. They have absolutely left everything on the field as we line up now for this next first down play for the Bobcats.
Spotting the ball right around the 15-yard line. Coburn comes out. Trying to use that hard count once again. Has two receiving options to his right, one to the left. As LaMichael Pirine comes back into the game, and they go back to him as he's going to get through a couple of defenders, runs over another one, and inside the 10-yard line on the play, LaMichael Pirine exploding after that first step, and he says, "Feed me the rock."
And that's exactly what they're doing, and I believe that's one of the reasons why they took that timeout, Tim, before we went to break, was to give Pirine just a little bit more rest before they got him back in the football game. Josh Lewis saved a touchdown.
Shifting over, the receivers on to the left side this time. 9 minutes remaining in the game. Bryant defending a 17-13 lead. LaMichael Pirine in the backfield. Coburn comes out, hands off to Pirine, has a blocker, gets around the right side, and ripped out of bounds on the play.
That was a nice tackle over here on the near side by one of the defensive backs for the Hurricanes. As we take a look here on the pitch, lead block gets shed, and just nice job of wrapping up was Aaron Little from that linebacker position to force Pirine out of bounds. Over here on the near side, Theodore isn't showing anybody anything else. They're just going to run the football. Can Bryant stop them?
Over lines up. It's going to be a double end around. They have blockers, and gets tripped up right there. Got some contact. They went to Pirine, and they turned around and handed off to Zacchaeus Nelson. Coming around on the end around. Pirine gets it, gives it off to Nelson, and then runs out of real estate as he's met right there by Aaron Little and is tackled on the play. Now, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Yeah, that's just a couple of good defensive plays by the junior linebacker for the Hurricanes to, first of all, wrestle Pirine out of bounds after picking up very little or nothing. Fourth down here for the Bobcats, Tim.
Coming out. A high throw into the end zone and overthrown out of the back of the end zone, and the Bryant Hurricanes will take over on downs.
And more importantly, Tim, I'm scouring the field. I see no flags on the field, so that play is going to stand, and the Hurricanes have held here on fourth down. 8 minutes and 10 seconds left in this ball game. As we take a look at the replay, the quarterback Coburn throws us ball really, really high into the back of the end zone. Just wasn't enough room in the back of the end zone for the wide receiver to come down with it. That was Sean Schamberger. He was blanketed in the back of the end zone. The Hurricanes hold. They take over the football now, 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line, leading by a score of 17-13 here at C.A. Douglas Field.
8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the game. Bryant taking over after Theodore was unable to put it in the end zone on 4th down. Bryant looks like they're coming out. Bowie at quarterback, hands it off, and it's going to be no gain on the play.
Yeah, they're going to try to run it safe here as Tanner Westmoreland gets up from the bottom of the stack, having carried that football. He's going to check out of the ball game. But right now, they're in clock-eating mode, Tim. 7:50 left in this football game. They're currently leading by a score of 17-13. They're back up inside their own 10-yard line. Do not want to make any mistakes here with the football. You want to be safe. Try to give your punter some room behind him to kick the football away to Theodore if it comes to that. So don't look for them to do anything fancy with the football, leading by a score of 17-13.
Bowie in the shotgun formation has a man in motion. Is going to hand off on the play. Going to bounce around the right side and get up the field as Anthony McCants was trying to make something happen right there.
Yeah, nice job by Anthony McCants just picking up what he can on that 2nd down play. Now, he was able to pick up about 4 yards, maybe 5, so that's going to make it 3rd down and looks like about maybe 5 yards to go as the clock continues to roll here in the 4th quarter. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Hurricanes. Ball sits right now at the looks like the 13 or 14-yard line.
6 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the game and counting. Bryant in the driver's seat, 3rd and 5 with a 17-13 lead. Comes out, Bowie looks to his left, rolls out, checks it down to his tight end, gets up the field, and for a 1st down. Zach Fuller coming away with another big play for his team. The senior tight end, 6'2", 250 with a 1st down conversion, and Bryant continues to eat away at the clock late in our game.
And that was a nice job by Zach Fuller as we watch as some scores come in. Baker currently leading Murphy in the 3rd quarter by a score of 21-8. Blunt 34-6 over Williamson in the 3rd.
Baldwin County 40-21 over Citronelle in the 4th quarter. McGill comes back 17-14 over Viger in the 4th. Back on the field, fresh set of downs for the Hurricanes. Once again, the play blown dead.
I'm thinking maybe a timeout. Okay, there was no flag, Tim. There was a timeout call by the Hurricanes.
They'll have 1 remaining. 6 minutes remaining in our game. Bryant with a 17-13 lead as they're going to take a timeout right here. Mobile County Public Schools has 12 blue ribbon schools recognized by the U.S. Department of Education as the best public and private schools in the country. They are Mary B. Austin, Anna Booth, Council, Dodge, George Hall, and Spencer Westlawn Elementary Schools, Clark Shaw Magnet and Phillips Preparatory Middle Schools, and Davidson, Murphy, and McGill High Schools. Excellence in education, it starts with us. You're watching the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week with Bryant leading Theodore 17-13. Fourth quarter action continues. Theodore back out onto the field after that timeout. Bowie lining up in the I formation. A fresh set of downs for the Hurricanes. A man in motion coming across the field. Bowie with a handoff, getting up the field, breaking away, and a 1st down once again. Devontae Crandall this time getting up the field for about an 11-yard gain is going to get his team up to around the 35-yard line.
Watch the patience that Crandall shows once he gets the football. He waits, now he sees the hole and exploits it. That is beautiful disciplined running there by Crandall to wait for that hole to open up and surge upfield for another 1st down for Bryant. As the clock continues to tick, we're going to get a timeout here taken, I believe, by Bryant.
6 minutes remaining in the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. Bryant in the driver's seat, leading Theodore 17-13. Fourth quarter action coming your way here on Seymour TV.
I said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash. Swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the Egyptian. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I'm on my way. And now I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, where the Bryant Hurricanes leading the Theodore Bobcats 17-13 in fourth quarter action. Fresh set of downs, and it's going to be a handoff and almost a fumble. We thought there was a fumble on the play. I saw something pop out.
Yeah. I think it was a piece of equipment that came flying out there, but you're right. I thought that was a fumble, and a lot of people over here on the Theodore side yelled the same thing, fumble, but looks like something came off. We're going to take a look at the replay. Ball giving off to Crandall, and he gets nailed right there, and something on a shoulder pad or something. I think a piece of his shoulder pad was knocked off, so he'll get that part of his equipment taken care of. And actually, he's still out there in the field, so whatever that was, he just threw it to the side. He's going to continue to play ball.
5 minutes, 13 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Bowie rolls out to his right and almost intercepted on the play. Broken up by Schamberger. Sean Schamberger coming away with another tip. Almost had an interception right here.
Now, Bowie, I'm sorry, Tim. Now, Bowie rolls out to the right flat. Now, as a right-handed quarterback, he should be a little bit more comfortable. He just did not put enough air under the football to get it over the defensive back, Schamberger, who almost came down with an interception here in Hurricane territory as a late flag. A late flag has been dropped on the field.
5 minutes remaining in the game.
It's going to be a penalty against the Hurricanes as Jimbo Perez tries to get from the Theodore sideline exactly what it is they want to do with the penalty.
Hold. Hold against the offense, decline, third down.
Declining the holding call brings up a third down for Bryant. Theodore does not have any timeouts remaining. 5 minutes left in the game. They're facing a 17-13 deficit.
That's going to bring that makes a third down and 10 now for Alba Bryant on this next play.
Bowie lines up in the backfield, takes the snap, looking downfield, rolls out, and brought down on the play by the defensive front of the Bobcats.
Okay, now it's up to the special teams unit as we look at the replay. Bowie, absolutely nothing to do he could do with the football. I believe it was actually designed for him to hold on to it. It was 3rd and 10. Didn't want to do anything with the football that may cause you to turn it over deep in your own territory. So run something safe, get your punt team out there, give the ball back to Theodore, and rely on your defense to hold the Bobcat offense for this next 4 minutes and 28 seconds.
Theodore does not have any timeouts remaining. Bryant has one. Bryant also has the lead, 17-13. It's a high punt. Schamberger back around the 30-yard line is going to take a Theodore bounce, and it's going to be downed at the 30-yard line. With 4 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the game, Theodore has the chance in the driver's seat. No timeouts remaining.
So both teams have to ask themselves, okay, do we want it more than the other team? It's up to the offense to try to get this ball into the end zone. And again, that 25-yard field goal, Tim, that was converted in the third quarter, as I believe, was there a flag on the field? Yeah, there is a flag all the way back on the Alma Bryant side of the 50, around about the 28-yard line, is a yellow handkerchief, and it's going to be a hold against Bryant. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to accept the penalty. They're going to move the ball back, and I believe they're going to force Alma Bryant to re-kick the football, which is very, very smart. Rain continues to come down, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen a single fan leave.
Absolutely.
I mean, not a single. As a matter of fact, I think more have come.
This rivalry matchup has been everything advertised.
It's been great. It's been great. It's been great. This game is going to be talked about and debated on tomorrow. Big time. In diners and restaurants all over this community. We should have won. We should have won. One of these teams is going to be saying that over and over.
They continue to back them up.
Holding on the kicking team. We play 4th down.
Wow, that is going to back up Bryant all the way close to their own end zone.
So the new line of scrimmage now is I believe the 19-yard line. I'm sorry, the 18-yard line. Wow, that's a huge flip of position right there. But it's a spot foul, Tim. So it occurred well behind the line of scrimmage. So they marked it off from there.
Schamberger's still back around his own 30-yard line. A high skyrocketing punt.
It hit a player. It did. I believe it did.
And Bryant recovered it. It
Tim.
hit the back of a Theodore player, and Bryant jumped on top of it.
Are you serious? Wait a minute. They have not given. Hold on. They have not given indication yet.
Let's see what happened right here.
Now, no, that was
a high punt. Bring it right around. Ooh,
it didn't.
It did not touch the
That
player.
was close. That was close.
That was really close. Didn't even see what had happened on the play.
Now, remember this. In high school, you do not have the luxury of going. No, yes, you do. They can't. You can look at that, right? In high school, they cannot look at replay. So whatever the call is on the field, Tim, that is what's going to stand.
Wow. Walker Thompson didn't even see the ball behind him.
The ball did not touch him. It did not. They're still talking about it, but it looks like they're going to give this ball to Alma Bryant. That is a huge swing in this game. Oh my gosh. Wow.
A fumble recovery by Sanquez Summers on the play, his second of the night. A mix-up, and the ball is loose on the ground again, and Theodore has jumped on it. Wow, what a turn of events. Justin Jose Williams holds up the ball, and the Bobcats sideline explodes. You go from one play thinking,
I'm not really sure what happened with Bowie with the football. It looked like as one of the guards was pulling, he may have knocked the ball free from from Bowie's hands, and the ball hit the turf, and Justin Hosea Williams dove on it, and now the football goes back over to Theodore.
What a turn of events.
It's a rivalry.
A rivalry matchup. And it comes out, play action fake, looking downfield, launches it deep, has a receiver, and it's an incompletion. An incompletion on the play. Zyke Pruitt had it, hit it in his chest. A play action fake. They thought it was going to Pirine. Looking downfield, lobs it up there. Coburn putting it on the money. And Pruitt, in between two defenders, is unable to come up with the catch in the end zone.
And I love the play call after turnover. Go up top on the defense, catch him napping. It worked, just didn't convert.
Second down around the 40-yard line. 3 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in the game. Theodore in the driver's seat with the rain coming down. Facing a 17-13 deficit. LaMichael Pirine gets the ball, has a couple of blockers, gets around the left side. 30. Down into the 23-yard line on the play.
Nice job of pursuit by Jerry Hilburn. Now watch this. Pirine, after he breaks the first line of defense, he's off to the races. Now watch Hilburn grab enough jersey to hold on and bring down Pirine from behind. Boy, if they still had the old-fashioned tearaway jerseys, he could have been into the end zone.
A fresh set of downs for the Bobcats on the play. It's been the LaMichael Pirine show this whole fourth quarter. 3 minutes remaining in the game. He's in the backfield. He gets the ball once again. Going up the middle. Breaks away from a couple of defenders. Right around the corner and into the end zone. LaMichael Pirine, his second touchdown of the night, and puts the Bobcats back on top with 2 minutes and 55 seconds remaining.
Take a look at it here. Michael Pirine, once again, in behind his lead block. Now that was just all effort on on his behalf. Just strength and speed got him into the end zone. Another 6 goes on the board for Theodore, and just like that, Theodore converts their turnover into 6 points. They surge ahead 19-17 late in the 4th quarter in this rivalry game here at C.A. Douglas Field, 19-17 with a point after pending.
Here's where the field goals and all the kicks in the world come into play. They missed a point after in the 1st quarter of the game. 2 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in the game. Theodore back on top, 19-17. They're coming out for the point after, looking to get a 3-point lead. Bryant still has 1 timeout remaining in the game with less than 3 minutes to work with. The snap is down, the kick is up. And it is good. LaMichael Bryant, with his 2nd touchdown of the night, puts the Bobcats up in the 4th quarter, 20-17. Don't go anywhere. More rivalry matchup coming up next here on Seymour TV.
It started for me when I went into the 1st grade, and then I went on to George Hall Elementary School, and from there to Williamson, where I graduated. The public school system, it had a great impact on me because not only did it prepare me academically for my future career, but it also prepared me for life. Because of its diversity of students and teachers, it really gave me a well-rounded education.
Welcome back to the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week presented by School Insights live here on Seymour TV. The Theodore Bobcats, a turn of events, Howard. After a punt, they thought that it hit a player. A turnover on the play. Bryant was going to take over. On the next snap, Rydarian Bowie fumbles it. It's recovered on the play by Justin Jose Williams. Then, a turn of events as they spark the offense, and LaMichael Bryant, after battling on the series, a 25-yard touchdown run, goes through all the defenders and up the field and puts his Bobcats on top late in our game.
But you know what, Tim? The game is not over. 2 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in this ball game. The Hurricanes have 1 timeout, okay? It's going to take the defense digging in to win this game and hold on to the victory.
The kick is underway, and it's going to be taken right around the 30-yard line. Zach Fuller, the senior tight end, gets the ball. It's going to be brought down around the 33-yard line.
The crowd has just come alive, Tim. Totally different ball game, totally different atmosphere. Momentum has switched sides.
Theodore with a 20-17 lead. 2 minutes, 52 seconds remaining in the game. Bryant has 1 timeout left. Bowie coming back out at quarterback, trying to lead his team down the field with less than 3 minutes left in the game.
This is what you want. This is what you want. Enough time and timeouts for the offense to do something with the football for the Hurricanes.
Bowie with the snap. Going to take it himself. Up the middle. Evades 1 defender. And brought down after about a 9-yard gain is going to get him up to around the 40-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and short as he scrambled around on that one.
Now keep in mind, as we look at the replay here, this was run all the way from from Bowie. Good job of getting what he could before he was finally brought down on the play. Now remember, it's only a 3-point ball game. A field goal ties this game.
2 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. Bowie on 2nd and short, looking, checks it down, and it's an incompletion to his running back.
And I love the play call. That was a wonderful play call, using the defense's aggression against them to try and get the football out to your running back, Tanner Westmoreland. Ball just squirted through his hands. I believe that could have gone for a big gain, but instead it's an incomplete pass. It's going to bring up 3rd and short now, because remember, Bowie picked up about 9 yards on 1st down on that run. So they only have about maybe 1 or 2 yards to go for a 1st down. So it's important that they pick up this 1st down. But even if they don't, Tim, this is 4-down territory.
2 minutes, 17 seconds remaining. 3rd and short. Bowie gets it, rolls out to his right, looks down the field, and it's going to be broken up. They thought there was a little bit of a a bounce around right there. They're going to call an incompletion.
Yeah, he was going for Zach Fuller, his tight end, over on the right side, and he was trying to fit it into a tight space, and that was just a great job right there on coverage by Christopher Mosley to get a hand in on the pass and knock it away. 4th down. I'm really surprised they did not keep the ball on the ground on that 3rd down play, but as it goes, this is 4th down. Now, this could very well be the ball game if they do not convert here, because all it takes is for the Bobcats to get the ball back, get maybe 1 first down, and this ball game is over. So this is a big play.
4th and short. The Hurricanes have 1 timeout. Boo in the backfield. He's going to hand off. Met immediately and stopped right there. Anthony McCants had the ball. And the defensive front of the Theodore Bobcats comes up big late here in the game.
They did exactly what they needed to do. They held. They held the line of scrimmage. They controlled the line of scrimmage. They won the battle in the trenches on that one play, and that one play could very well win this football game for them as the Theodore Bobcats take over on downs. Ball sits at the 39-yard line of the Hurricanes, and the Theodore Bobcats are in control.
2 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the game. Theodore taking over on downs right around the 39-yard line. Bryant has 1 timeout remaining. They trail 20-17. The Bobcats in the driver's seat. Come out, hand off to LaMichael P. Ryan. Getting up the field. He's going to get about a 3-yard gain on the play. And the clock is going to tick away.
Yeah, I don't see the staff for the Hurricanes calling a timeout, so they're going to let this clock continue to roll as we are now at 1:46 and counting. Theodore is not in a hurry to run a play. The play clock is about at 15 seconds, so they're not going to snap this ball before 1 or 2 seconds is remaining on that play clock as we look at some of the finals between Baker and Murphy, as Baker takes out Murphy by a score of 21-14.
Blockbuster matchup over at Land People Stadium, and we have a blockbuster matchup on our hands. As they're going to have another handoff, going to bring up 3rd and short.
Coaching staff still electing to not stop the clock. They're going to hold, Bryant is going to hold on, continue to hold on to that 1 timeout. If they can get a stop here, I believe they'll use that timeout, stop the clock on 4th down, and force Theodore to decide whether they're going to go for it or whether they're going to punt.
3rd and about 3. A handoff coming to Pirine. Met immediately, dragging, trying to stretch out the play, and it's going to bring up 4th and short as the clock continues to tick down to 41 seconds, and Bryant will use a timeout right here, trailing 20-17.
Theodore is not going to punt this football, I guarantee it. They needed about 3 yards to pick up a first down. They picked up about 2.5. If you're Theodore and you want to salt this game away, you put your offensive guys in a huddle and tell them, guys, I need a yard. You send them out there on 4th down. If they make it, the game is over. If they don't, you give the ball back to Bryant at about their own 29-yard line. So that means that they don't have to score a touchdown to win this game. They just have to get a field goal range, but they've got a lot of real estate that they have to cover in about 42 seconds. So if you're Theodore, you go for this on 4th down.
Absolutely. In the driver's seat, trying to get the victory, you have to attempt the 4th down.
And if you don't, you send your guys out there and you use every hard count cadence you have in the book to try to force Alma Bryant into the neutral zone, pick up a 5-yard penalty and a first down, and you could essentially just kneel on the ball and the game is over. So I'm interested to see what Eric Collier and his staff have called. And right now, the offensive unit makes its way. Yeah, the offensive unit makes its way back onto the field.
2 extra blockers in the fullback zone. A handoff to Pirine. Has 1 block, 2 blocks. It's going to be stopped, and Bryant's going to come up and get a turnover on downs with 35 seconds remaining in the game, trailing 20-17.
I didn't see that one coming. I thought P. Ryan was going to be able to pick that up with little to no effort. but the Bryant defense rose up, and they've given their offense a chance. I mean, and that's all you can ask for from your offense. Look, guys, go out there and just give us a chance. And that's exactly what the defense did. Gave them a chance. 35.9 seconds remaining in this ball game. A touchdown whiz it. A field goal ties it up.
No timeouts remaining for either side. 35 seconds remaining in the game. Rydarian Bowie coming out. Shotgun formation. Full receiver spread. Moving a man in motion. Anthony McCants in the backfield with Bowie. Takes the snap. Rolls to his right. Looks downfield. Has pressure from behind and brought down from behind. And they've got to hurry up and get to the line as the clock continues to tick away. 25 seconds and counting.
If you're Bowie, he's the quarterback. He's got to get those guys up to the line of scrimmage a lot quicker than that. He's got to go.
High formation, 18 seconds. The ball is dropped on the ground. He took a knee. Stopping the clock, 14 seconds. Theodore up 20-17. Upcoming third down for the Bryant offense. No timeouts remaining. This stadium is ready to erupt.
It's ready.
You can just hear.
You can feel it.
You can feel the energy in the
Yeah,
in the
you can
stadium.
feel it up here in the press box. They're ready to go ahead and cheer this victory, but it's not over yet. That clock is not at 0-0 just yet. Something big can still happen in this football game. You know how rivalries are. Remember that 1 second?
High snap. Over the head. Bowie has to fall on it, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield. And the Theodore sideline has exploded as the time ticks away, and the Bobcats defeat the Hurricanes 20-17. Eric Collier wins his first rivalry matchup as a head coach.
Incredible. What a finish. What a football game. Wow, both teams, oh my gosh.
Theodore with a 20-17 victory over Bryant in the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. Welcome back to coverage of the Mobile County Public School. Welcome back to Mobile County's Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, presented by School Insights live here on Seymour TV. A dramatic finish for the Theodore Bobcats, winning 20-17 and on the feet of LaMichael Pirine. 2 touchdowns tonight, Howard.
Yeah, he's got to be tonight's MVP, Tim. If it wasn't for LaMichael Pirine, this game would not have been a game. But you have to tip your hat to the Bryant Hurricanes. Played a fantastic game, but unfortunately in these rivalry games, Tim, somebody has to lose. Unfortunately, it was Bryant by a score of 20-17 here at C.A. Douglas Field.
Battling the rain, battling the penalties, and battling one of the greatest rivalries once again for the 17th meeting between Bryant and Theodore. For our great crew, Quentin Howard, and everyone at Mobile County Public Schools, for Maya Constantine, Howard McCain, I'm Tim Figgin, thanking all of our viewers from around the world for watching tonight's blockbuster matchup as the Theodore Bobcats defeat the Bryant Hurricanes 20-17 in the Mobile County Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week.